I am your lovable, huggable, radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
Oh, I see Autumn starting that Friday off early. What are you drinking there, girl? What's that?
It's just a cold brew that I made myself.
What kind of cold brew? Is it a cocktailish cold brew?
No.
Is it an early Friday? Are there problems? Is there something you want to tell us about? Did you have a bad night? You know, we're here for you at all times.
Hair of the dog.
No, I think the weather would call for like a rosé.
Yes, and
Summer almost.
that's very girly, right? Like guys,
you have a brose for that.
Rose.
that's
No
worse.
thanks.
That's
no
way
thanks.
worse.
I'll take the rose.
You just dip, into it, and then it's a brosé.
There you go. There you go.
Tea.
I won't take that joke any further. We are still governed by the Federal Communications Commission.
Oh, we are? Since when?
Yes. Well, you know what?
does it
As I was
stand
coming
for?
in today,
I thought Trump fixed that.
what is the Federal Communication?
Swear your ass off. Go ahead. Nobody cares.
We can do what we want.
Swear away.
Are you asking what the Federal Communications Commission stands for? It stands for the FCC.
Oh, I get
Yes.
it now.
We are governed by them. And you know what? That means we
Are
have
they
to be.
listening?
Well, no, but we have competitors who are listening, and they don't like the fact that we beat them every single day, so they're always looking for an angle. And one of the angles is if you hear a competitor that's beating the pants off you every day, and they say something that gets them a eye of the government, they're always taping, and they go, hey, you ought to look at this. Maybe this guy should be taken off the air. Maybe, perhaps, he's just plain dangerous to the community.
You hear what that chick said on the Von Hessler Doctrine?
yeah.
Listen to this.
Hey,
She
all
talked
right.
about dipping something. I'm writing this down.
Whatever happened to my WSB? I tell you what, talk radio just ain't been the same for a
Neil
good
Boortz
long
never
time.
talked about
That's
that.
no, he
Oh,
did
no,
not.
I didn't.
Of course, he would not.
He just talked about young women with flat stomachs, is what I remember.
All right, we don't have to do a deconstruction.
Bounce a
of
quarter
yeah,
off of that belly.
You know,
I
she'll
know.
be.
I was always just like, whoa.
Autumn will be giving a lecture on the Neil Boortz experience at Georgia State something. I don't
should
know.
say what
One of
Linda
these
did.
colleges. We've got about 100 colleges around here. You can get a job at one of them.
For sure.
Well, she's the.
I graduated from Georgia State. I'm an alumni.
There you are. Did you actually graduate?
Yes, of course I graduated.
Okay, well, I know some
I'm
people
not like
don't.
A Greg Russ.
Hey, listen, I dropped out of the ninth grade.
Loser, didn't
I dropped out of the ninth grade, all right? So you're not going to get anything out of me. I don't. By the way, kids, I don't. I don't recommend that you drop out of the ninth grade unless you kind of know that you don't belong, like I didn't, and wanted to get out into that big bad world.
It's good to leave decisions like that up to the ninth grader.
Well, I mean, in my case,
I know what's going on the rest of my life.
Yeah, no, I didn't know what was going on the rest of my life. But what I did know was I'm just wasting time here, and it wasn't like oh, I'm so much better. It's just I'm not getting any. I'm not contributing anything. I'm walking in stoned every single day, and I really had kind of my own little world. And I had a job at a restaurant, and I didn't get out until like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning because I lied to them. And they thought I was 18. Because why, Autumn? Why was I able to do that?
Because you're tall.
I was tall. I was always tall, so I was able to
My
kind of get away.
tallest friend was the one that we would send into the gas station to buy cigarettes underage.
I was that guy. I was that
was
guy.
you.
So,
You're my John.
and back then in 1970, what was it, 78, you could get your driver's license in Baton Rouge when you were 15. I don't know if that's still true.
I think
so
you
I
can do
was
that
driving. Can you do it?
You can
I
get
think so.
no, it's
Permit.
a learner's permit.
But
I
this
think.
wasn't no. You got like
Straight up license?
straight up license. I think maybe curfew at night, maybe when the sun went down. But you can get out of that too, and just by having a job, which I did. So
Would you have to like show like papers or something like that? There's my
yeah,
job.
there's
There
my
your
job
papers.
papers. Here's my job papers.
Papers?
Yeah. And meanwhile, we would just be out partying and whatever. But you look for the loopholes as a teenager trying to
course.
navigate the world.
Yeah, show
You're
that employee
pushing the
badge.
boundaries.
And tried to impress girls with the fact that you've got your own green split pea green Chevelle. I mean, come on.
Oh, look at you.
Did it have a
with the-
bench seat?
In the back, it had a bench seat.
I wish
not-
you still
not in the
had
front.
that.
Huh?
I wish you still had that.
You know, let me tell you how goofy I was. I actually, in the back seat, my friends kind of couldn't fit too much in the back seat because I actually decided that I wanted the speakers from my house in my
right.
car. So I had these large speakers in the back seat.
That's a cool move. That's like a real young guy move.
You don't really. I mean, how can you not make out with this guy? He's got a split pea green Chevelle 1973 vehicle and two very loud home speakers in the back
That
seat.
you had to take out if you wanted to make out in the back seat.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. But I didn't live at home, so I didn't have to make out in the back seat.
Oh, okay.
I could just go to.
Not even for the fun of it?
Well, I wasn't like I was going to drive-in theaters or anything.
When
It's
was
not
the
like-
last time you made out in a car?
404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB Talk.
Yes, that's right. Jeff Garland isn't here yet, so we'll just revert to
kill time till we get-
hackneyed radio. Hey, I keep the bathroom seat down, but my husband keeps it up. Give us your stories. 404.
I think I saw my boyfriend's side piece at the bookstore. I'm going to give her a call.
404. We are hackneyed radio. Just give us a call.
We ain't got a toilet. We use a bucket.
Oh, well, interesting. First time, long time? You?
No, it's we've always had it.
No, I'm saying it's just, you see, this is why calls don't work on this show. I find it very difficult to.
Oh, yeah. First time, long time.
Thank you. Now I feel comfortable. You're within the protocols of talk radio callers.
My wife's always getting mad at me because I won't put the lid back on the Home Depot bucket we use for a toilet.
Yeah, well, that's how it is, huh? The difference between men and women.
Yeah,
Am I right?
yeah.
She's so annoying
404.
with her requests.
404.
I don't like the old bag.
She ain't shaved her legs in a month, so I went out and bought a new lawnmower.
Hey, you know what? Hey, kids, we're phoning it in, so you might as well phone it in to us.
Something about the dishwasher and implies the dishwasher is
Yeah,
her, not
that's
the
broken.
appliance.
That bitch.
Whoa.
Oh well, I'm sorry. The dishwasher thing. It cuts
Eric,
close.
are you okay?
No, well, we just have a problem at home with our disagreements around how you fill up the dishwasher. I tell you.
Hey, spoons, the spoons and forks and knives, they go up and not down.
Absolutely, I agree with that. You know what?
Thank you.
Oh, you really want to get to the problem in my marriage right now, and it sounds to me like where you were going.
Relationship advice on the doctrine.
Yeah, we talk about men and women, how it's difficult for them to get. Boy, if they didn't like having
bees.
if they didn't like having sex with each other, they would never. You couldn't even talk to each other. So we have with our silver area there in the dishwasher. There's two compartments.
Like the caddy, that silverware caddy.
Yeah, we have two of them right next to each other. One of them is kind of wide open. If you're lazy and you just kind of can throw a bunch in there. The other one, there's a single place for each piece of silverware, and the only way that works is if you start. You got to do it in an orderly fashion. You've got to start in the back and build it up. And my wife will always like here, there, everywhere, all over the place, and I've considered serving her with divorce papers over this. Because I don't know how many times
She called you genius earlier this week.
She
okay?
did. That saved a lot. That saved a lot.
The papers were almost filled out, right?
You know what? I had to call the lawyer and say, you know what? My wife just told me I'm a genius. So let's maybe dial it back for a
We'll table this.
We'll table it. I'm sure she'll get on my nerves again. Listen, don't throw it into a pit and burn it. Don't incinerate this paperwork. We may need it again.
George Stein still has a copy of it.
Yes, all ready to go. Why are you going? George Stein will be here later this afternoon. You can.
I'll do that when he's here.
So I thought Jeff Garland was going to be here at the very beginning, but he's probably stuck in Atlanta traffic or
his
something.
Publicist said that his assistant reached out and didn't hear back, so she will keep us updated.
Okay. Well, listen. I still love him no matter what. I love him, although I miss him. I would like to see him. I'd like to talk to him.
I miss him too.
I know that Autumn is beside herself with grief. But that's not anything for Jeff Garland to worry about.
No.
He has his own. Look, I'm sure he has his whole plate
drink
full of
my ice cup.
different. Yeah, why don't you drink your summer brew?
Which again, I'm not buying. There's not a little Bailey's or something like that in there.
Well, that's because you're you and you're
Not all of us are you.
you're an
Jerry Young Widow.
alcoholic.
However, I love a beverage.
Yeah.
I'm just
You?
saying.
You were
but
thinking
at
about
3
it.
o'clock, listen, if it was 3 o'clock on a Saturday, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But I'm about to work,
you're
and
too
I've
much of a-
already gone this week with like seemingly having a stroke or something. I had
Yeah.
no way to grasp the language I was trying to squeeze
Hey,
out of my brain. So
hey,
I'm
listen.
not going to start having alcohol right now.
Try having a day like that when you're the actual host of the show. It's happened to me a few times. You see, as somebody who's a member of the cast, if you're having one of those days when your brain just refuses to work with your mouth, you can just kind of pull back and not do as much and say, I'm going to do a little less. When I come in on those days, I've got to fill 4 hours and, try to make it seem like,
You could lean on us in those moments.
well, that's what I thought.
Well, she is the co.
I found out.
She is the
I found out that wasn't true. So because you guys don't know, right? You don't know he's having a hard day.
But you got to let us know. You have to communicate.
Yeah,
But
see-
if he does that, we sense weakness.
Yeah, that's right. And before I know it, I'll
What are
be
you, Kim Jong Un?
I'll be
Might
dismembered.
as well be.
I'll be dismembered.
For real. With the temperature in there.
Yes.
All right, you two having a phone call? Or are we doing a show? What's going on here? You guys
Temperature.
having a little?
Shooting cannons at
Well-
Jared.
Just because it's Friday doesn't mean that you
Bring
can,
in the dogs for Jared.
you can just walk in here with nothing and just talk to each other like you're having a telephone
Listen,
call.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing what I want.
She started it.
Well, that doesn't matter. You're
don't think
supposed to
so.
be
I think
above
you
it. Don't
started
you
it.
understand?
She started
Of course, you both
You're older
think.
than me, so you started it because you're older than me.
You're mean.
Now she's pulling the ageism on you.
Yeah.
so
Well, the issue is they
that's not
dated,
nice.
so that's
Your
what it is.
back hurts.
I'll take my call off the air.
I'll take my show off the air.
That's cool because then we get to go home. It's Friday.
Oh, see, I know.
You're
see, that's
already
the,
home.
that's the problem.
Oh, yeah, I am.
You're in your closet in Baltimore, Maryland. You're
Then I
at
get to
home.
roll over to my
Yeah,
bed.
you just roll over and scroll Netflix or whatever.
A lot of companies start on May 1st. They start this Summer Friday concept where you get done with work on Fridays.
Yeah, I hate that.
At noon.
No, I hate
So
that. I absolutely
have
hate that.
You should come in an hour early throughout the week if you're going to take.
They usually,
I just
usually
don't,
have.
I
a
don't
Friday.
like the corporate. I just don't like the. Hey, we're having fun. We're not. We're here to work. If you don't,
pizza party.
yeah. I'm not in 5th grade anymore, so I don't need your 5th grade. Hey, we're gonna get together.
But what about the costume contests for Halloween?
Yeah, not interested. It's funny. I talked to one of my upper bosses. Met him in the break room, and he said, "Hey, the show's sounding great, man. I'm loving it. Even the little digs. Even the little, even the little snarky digs against the company. I like it." I said, "Okay, well, cool. I'll have dinner with you."
I hope you're telling the truth.
Well,
I hope you're not being passive aggressive. Okay, thanks.
well, the way that it ended, he said, "I like everything." I like everything. And as he was walking out, he turned around and he said, "The girl, what's her name?" And I said, Autumn. And he said, "Yeah, I think we need to have dinner. So I'm going to have dinner with him. So we'll find out."
Let me know how it goes.
Listen, you know me. I'll throw you right under the bus if I have to.
Hey, if the show's going to be better without her, I'm fine
You
getting
don't, or if I'm going to get more
I'm
money.
fine cutting her loose. You got to use stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Eric's nearing retirement. I mean, he's got to figure out
I
this
gotta
last leg
pull
here.
in. I gotta pull in all the dough that I
Oh,
can.
Jared, we all have to figure out what's going on next.
Yeah, what are
Eric's
you?
fine. He doesn't
What
have
are?
to figure out anything.
What are you guys gonna do? What if I just woke up tomorrow and I said, "Well, we know Jared. He's headed for middle management at the very least. That's the floor."
Jared,
I'm just
can I
saying.
tell you
I'm
something
saying that's the
honestly?
floor. That's the floor. I'm not saying that's your ceiling. I'm saying you will not fall off the apple cart and be left
No.
behind because the floor is middle management. But
Jared,
Autumn
listen,
is going to be
I've-
just out in the middle of the universe, just flopping around.
No way, I got stuff. I got stuff cooking.
Oh yeah, it's back to the yacht club for you, honey.
Bottle girl.
No, but honestly, Jared, I want to tell you something. I think that you would shine in sports. I think when you talk about sports, you're passionate. You have this passion for Atlanta specifically, and you know all these stats and you have all these opinions based on like actual statistics and things. I think you would do such a good job in sports.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
It sounds to me like she's trying to push you
It
out.
sounds like it too.
It's-
Yeah.
I know it sounds. Listen, I know with this group, you can't say anything nice without it being some dig.
I
It
am
seems
very-
like one of those things like when you get more with honey than vinegar or something. It seems like
No,
it's
this
going on
isn't
there.
like a Southern thing where it's like, you
what?
would do such a good job at this terrible thing. You're just so good at terrible things.
All right, hold on. What it was? Something's happening. People are
Yes.
waving at me and whatever.
Uh-oh.
Pick up the phone.
I don't know how to pick up the phone. I don't take calls.
Put him through, George.
Hello? You're talking to. Hey, this is WSB Radio. Yes, you're on the air.
Listen, I got a question for you guys. Do you know anywhere a person can get a good pirate costume in town?
They closed down Party City, my friend. They're bankrupt.
No, I need something more solid than that, like a specific pirate institution. Is there anywhere in town I could do that? And afterwards, where can I get some good fried chicken?
Well, so those are two different questions, and let me address let me address the last one first. KFC, of course, which is some of Georgia's finest, and where because you're in Atlanta, you want to have that Atlanta experience, right? So you want to go someplace that's known for Atlanta. That would be a little place that you probably haven't heard of, because I know you're a big celebrity.
I know there's a lot of production down here. Do you think any of the costume departments at any of the places they film? I'm starting to sound like Harry Carey. Hi, do you think I could get a pirate costume on second base? Eric,
yes.
Eric, I'm so sorry I didn't make it. I thought it was later, and I completely screwed up. I'm sorry. I was at like a fucking like a.
Okay, we got it. Well, did you get it? All right, yeah, we got it. We dumped you. We dumped you, Jeff. It's okay.
I went to some place that had actually pirate costumes, but it was a fun store, and I'm walking with my friend, having no idea I'm supposed to be at your fine broadcasting institute. And Eric, I miss you.
I miss you.
You.
Do you know how excited? First of all, we should say, we haven't said this, of course, Jeff Garlin. You know him from Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know him from the Goldbergs. You know him from all those other things that you know him from. Can I tell you something? Today when I came in, before I came in, I actually did a little extra trim on my facial hair, because I didn't want the great Jeff Garlin to come in and see me, not really appropriate. And I was so excited to see you today.
Oh,
but
my friend, it wouldn't have mattered, because you've always been handsome. Always. But you know what's so funny is your show that I used to be on all the time.
Yes.
I told you guys this back then. Back then I would do every radio interview, everywhere. And I would say maybe 2 or 3, maybe, and you were one of those that I had a good time, that I enjoyed myself. That wasn't a waste of time. You are an excellent broadcaster. That's all I'm saying.
Jeff Garlin, you are one of my favorite people in the world, and I want you to know I've accepted your apology, my friend. And it's so much.
I really am so sorry.
I know you are.
My assistant writes me saying you want to know what my ETA is, and my ETA is I was about to lay down for a nap, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I want people to know where to see you, because you're at the Helium Comedy Club, and it's not like all weekend long, right? You're there the whole weekend.
Yes, tonight and tomorrow night. Yes.
And so I was thinking about this. You must love doing stand-up, because my guess is that you're set up. You're doing all right. I am
doing all right.
Yeah.
There is no acting work to be had in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about all that stuff.
I'm done with Curb. We finished Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I'm looking for my next thing. I'm writing a movie right now that I'm going to star in. So
any part for me? You can make it right here in Georgia.
By the way, I could easily have you be a bartender or some. It's a road trip movie with 2 comedians, and I'm the older comedian or the younger comedian. And we stop twice at 2 different comedy clubs. So if you want to have a cameo,
I would love it. I would love it. That would be, and then what's good.
And it'll be on the East Coast, by the way.
Yeah, well, can't it? They make movies here all the time, Jeff. You could make your movie here.
No, it's not that kind of movie. It's an indie movie.
I
don't need a sound stage. You make big movies here. You don't make. I'm sure some people make little movies here, but it's a place to make.
So when do you start on this? Is this? Are you still writing it? Is it?
I'm still writing it, and it'll be done improvisationally, but I have to write a strong story. It'll be done improvisationally, like the way we do Curb.
Right.
So it'll be loose and real feeling, and hopefully funny.
Let's hope.
And that's what I'm working on. And also, I'm a photographer, which I wasn't when I met you. I've had 5 or half dozen shows, and I've got a book coming out next fall, not this fall.
So you
called
definitely
Big Bowl of Wonderful. It's all shots of like me on movie sets, Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Larry David, lots of different cool people.
Well, that sounds like a tour that would definitely come through Atlanta. So
Yeah, the book part, yes.
Yeah.
No doubt. But I like to play here more, but I don't want to over.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I think next time I come to town, I'll play a 1,000-seat theater of some sort, 800-seat theater. I don't want to play like the Buckhead Theater or any of those because they're too fucking over.
Oh God!
They're too.
Sorry. As long as you know
I'm
what, it was,
sorry.
no, it's all right. You actually there was enough time in between the two f-bombs that the buffer built
we're
back
good.
up.
We're good.
We were able to do it.
So anyhow, I just don't. I want it smaller. I like performing for smaller crowds.
Yeah.
You know, even if I was a big star, always
You
small
are.
crowds.
You
I
are
love
a big
it.
star,
yeah,
my
you're
friend.
Very nice to say that.
You know
So
what?
anyhow, I'll be back sometime within the next year. You
All
know,
right.
at some theater here, and I'll come on your show in person wearing a suit.
Or you can wear the pirate outfit.
Yeah, pirate
Listen,
suit,
you can-
seriously.
whatever
No,
you like.
I will wear a suit, and my beard will be trimmed.
You know what? I'll wear a tie, and it's a date. Jeff Garland, man, I miss the hell out of you. Have a great. Where's the Helium? I'm sorry to say it this way. Helium Comic Club.
Helium's out in the suburbs somewhere.
It's
Does
in the-
anyone there know where?
Alpharetta.
It's in Alpharetta.
Alpharetta.
And
yes, in
you're-
Alpharetta. It's a new club. It just opened in like September or so. And it's a delightful club. I really like the room. I played there last night. And they're good people, so I'm looking forward to tonight and tomorrow night. And yeah, I don't know how many seats are left for any of the shows, but
Well, if you
come
can.
on down. I
Come
love
on.
that term.
Come
Hey,
on.
Come on down. If
come
you're
on.
on a ladder, come on down, get in your car, and drive to our location.
Well, Jeff
And
Garland,
bring some Kentucky Fried Chicken to the show.
George's
and you get-
favorite. George's best. There's just
Yes,
there's
yes,
none
yes.
better. Jeff Garland, man, I can't tell you how much I love you. I love your work, and I can't wait to have you on. Do not come
Well,
through Atlanta.
Eric,
Yes.
Eric, you're the best, and Atlanta's lucky to have a great broadcaster like you.
Well, you are very, very, very nice, and I can't wait to sit down and have our suit and tie conversation within 12
You'll
months.
understand.
I
This
do.
is a
That's a
done
promise.
deal.
I know.
All right?
I believe it. Do
Yeah,
I
I have his number now. I'll just bug the hell out of him.
you
better change it.
Got to
I
change.
might do a run a show for what my special is going to be here, which means
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. It's not even worth describing, but yes, I will be back in the next year.
Well, let me just say this: if you need anything in Atlanta at any time, you get in touch with the Von Hessler Doctrine, and I can't wait to see you. Helium
Well,
Comedy.
hold on.
What?
I asked you about Pirates costume. You did not answer.
Can I point
you
out?
gave me nothing.
Can I-
And then when I wanted a local chicken, you gave me KFC. I'm going to say these answers are below you.
And when you say below me, you mean below me. I know.
Look, I don't want anything near your wiener. What I'm saying is you hold a high standard and you've dropped out. All right?
I love you, Jeff Garland. We'll talk to you
I
soon,
love you
man.
too, Eric.
See you.
Take
Bye.
good care.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher, and when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. That's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. 1488. And join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Swanee. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us on Wednesday, May 14th, near the Walmart off Interstate 85 here in Swanee from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, it is going to be a busy summer of road work across Metro Atlanta.
We will have a very robust resurfacing program going on this summer.
Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says just about every major interstate and state highway will get a fresh coat of pavement. The improvements come as the city gets ready to host several big events next year, including the World Cup. The city of Atlanta will conduct paving work during the day, while the Georgia DOT will be paving overnight. First responders are learning a lot during a meeting in Marietta this week.
About 150 first responders from across the state have come together to bring awareness to stress and mental health.
Raising awareness for the cumulative stress that can happen to any first responder in an attempt to better serve our own communities.
Chuck Maphilamy has been with Marietta Police, and he's attending the conference. He adds that police, fire, and other public safety professionals are learning about much-needed tools that can help them deal with the trauma they face every day. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
MARTA's Georgia World Congress Center, CNN Center Station, is getting a new name. MARTA board member Thomas Worthy says they're changing it to the Sports, Entertainment, and Convention District, or SEC, rail station. That's ahead of big events happening next year.
We know that FIFA would like to see the renaming within 6 months of the World Cup, which is why the January 1st date was put in there.
Worthy also says the change is needed with the CNN Center being redeveloped. Prayers for Pope Leo XIV.
For Pope Leo XIV, as he begins his ministry as the successor to St. Peter, may God sustain and guide him as he spreads the good news of the risen Christ, which is peace and unity. We pray to the Lord. Lord, hear our prayer.
A mass held in his hometown of Chicago today, a day after the new pope was elected by cardinals to succeed Pope Francis. It is 3:32, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Andrew Seco.
Travel advisories are rolling out of Locust Grove through McDonough. Got a couple right lanes knocked out with a stall. 75 North Highway 2081. That's exit 218. The brake light's taking you all the way back out of Locust Grove by Bill Gardner Parkway. Exit 212 might be time to use the express lanes or Highway 4223 to get you around. And travel advisory number 2 as you're leaving Buford towards the Gwinnett County area. Only a right lane open getting by 95 South at Friendship Road. Exit 8 not looking very friendly right now. But if you want to have a nice friendlier ride, you may want to use Highway 13 as a bypass. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy for today. High 81. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, rain showers through the morning and afternoon hours. High 65. The rain continues for Sunday. Morning low 58. Afternoon high 67.
77 in Loganville. 76 in Emerson. 82 in Riverdale. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Buford. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Buford.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of The Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'm bringing you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. We feature newsmaking interviews with the top guests on the whole planet. And I'll ask the questions you only dream of other interviewers asking. Do you like being informed, engaged, and entertained? Good. You are going to love Vince.
The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hey, we want to say congratulations to Kathy Johnson of Buford because she won $1,000 with the 2 o'clock hour word, the keyword there, that was presented by me, was it not?
That's right. You were singing.
Yeah, that's what I'm told. As the word was help, so I guess I kind of sang it and probably put John Lennon to shame, I'm sure, but I didn't hear it myself. So, congratulations, $1,000 in the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. That's not bad. Hey,
next
these
chance
days...
is at 5, too. You can win again.
That's right. That is correct, Jared Yamamoto. We're not done. We didn't just roll up the carpet and walk away. You have another opportunity at 5.
Start your Mother's Day weekend off right.
All right, speaking of Mother's Day, because it's radio and Mother's Day is coming, so we have to talk about it.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You're a mother.
I'm a mother.
An absent,
wow.
An absentee.
May contain wine. My other car is a soccer
thing. Whatever.
A van.
A minivan. Thank you. No, the moms have the SUVs now, so it's a little cooler.
They like the crossovers too.
Yeah,
Crossovers are really big with the moms.
I would 100% get a minivan.
If you could afford it, but you can't. So let's stop dreaming. Let's stop dreaming because
You're right.
Listen, allow the others who can to have, and you make do. That's really, I think, the best. I'm trying to give
do.
Make do.
I make do.
Here's a headline that kind of seems to be at war with itself. It makes one point and then goes on. It goes on to immediately contradict itself. So where is this from? I always like to give. It's Andy and Bob. Who the hell are they?
My neighbors?
Might be your neighbors. I can't really see what the. It's from another radio station in another city or something,
like
right?
But they lifted the survey.
Yeah, they lifted all that stuff.
Hey, look, let's not give. Hey, you don't have to go after Andy and Bob. Andy ends with an I, so she's probably a girl.
Oh, it's a chick.
Yeah, so Bob probably gets a little bit out of control, as men do.
Bob.
And then here's
Let's
Andy.
talk about boobs.
Okay, Andy, now you...
Bob, come on.
See,
all right. Yeah, my wife will get mad at me.
This headline says, Mom's work is priceless. But here's their $145,000 salary breakdown. I thought mom's work was priceless. Mom's work is priceless, but we put a price on it. It's $145,000. And here's how it all breaks down. And I hate these every year, Mother's Day. I hate these stories. Because actually being a mother is priceless. You can't always compare. It's apples and oranges. Priceless means you can't put a price on it, which actually means it's worth more than you can imagine. So if you say, hey, what mom does is worth more than you can imagine, you don't follow that up with, we imagine it's worth about $145,000 a year. And so I rebel against these ridiculous.
Well, blame the people over at Insure. They're the ones that conducted this survey.
Oh, of course, because that's for old people, right?
Old person drink?
Is it an old person drink?
No, this is INSURE, Insure.
Insure.
Like Insure, yes.
Oh, like they want you to pay exorbitant amounts of money for insurance that won't be there when you actually need it.
Probably,
kind of
probably, yes.
I mean, unless saying that will get us sued. Otherwise, because if that's the case, then
that's their tagline.
Is that a tagline?
Give us money, we won't help you later.
Insure.
We ensure that we will not help you.
So I'm always kind of offended by this whole thing. Let's say, first of all, it's not like no mothers are in the workplace anymore. It's kind of a dated concept, isn't it? Like the idea that, oh yeah, dad comes home. I remember in the 70s, this was kind of like a feminist thing. Yeah, back then, maybe a lot more men were still doing the 50s and 60s things. It was changing even then.
Go to work, have an old fashioned.
That's right. Well, yeah, you do that.
Stop at the bar on the way home.
Yeah. I've never had an old fashioned. I don't even. I don't even. I'm not a cocktail guy, really.
You probably would like it.
Good. That's a really good drink.
Yeah, but the people making them are so snooty about it. We use the right bitters.
You have to go to the right bar, and if you have to ask, you say like, "Do you make an old fashioned?" If they go, then you say no, never mind.
Never mind.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Autumn.
But if they're like, "Oh yeah,"
yeah, but
like,
see,
cool.
there may not be an oh yeah. Maybe it's either no. You shouldn't drink an old fashioned here, or it's like Tim says, it's the bartender, with the
with
mustache,
rings.
and the rings, or the mustache is all done up like it's got twirled up, like he's gonna ride.
I trust that guy. If he's making my old fashioned, I trust him.
Yeah, what's that?
No, because it's lame.
Handlebar.
The guy like riding that bike with the big tire in the front.
That's called a penny farthing.
Penny farthing, yes.
I will make your bitters on my penny farthing.
I don't like bartenders who have a story for everything. I don't need to know. I'm just,
money, thank you.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm not that antisocial. If we start talking about
don't look at me.
Well, I tell you that Bill Belichick, he seems to be out of his mind. Okay, I'll have a conversation about that.
Bill Belichick.
Okay, well, that's not the bar that I'm at. I'm at the bar with 900 screens.
Who's Bill Belichick?
Yeah. I'm not. I'm leaving the poppers at home. Okay, this is not that kind of bar. I'm not like. I'll have a conversation with somebody about something in the world. I just don't want to have a conversation about all the interesting things and intricacies about this particular cocktail. Like I don't want to know the history.
That doesn't happen.
Yes, it does.
It does.
How often are you guys going to bars?
It depends on where you go. You go to some place in Decatur, then yes, you're getting that.
Okay.
I'm going to bars a lot.
Yeah, okay, you're going to bars.
I think I'm team on this one too.
Hotel bars.
Very rarely.
Waiting for someone to just leave the key as they walk away, and that's how. Hey, listen, we all have a side hustle.
I have a very wealthy boyfriend that takes me out to cocktails.
I believe it's Baron von somebody takes you out to
Baron von Italiano.
That's right. Baron von Italiano.
Let me muddle the sugar with bitters and water, and I'll add some whiskey. And sometimes we use an orange slice in a zest.
That's
the last time why do I have to know that? Why do I want to know that? Do I want to know how a television works before I turn it on? No, I just want to see the show.
How does a television work?
Sometimes
Autumn, it's complicated.
What if?
Okay. Can you make me an old fashioned and talk to me about it?
Yeah. Well, you think about plowing a field.
Night.
If you think about plowing a field, isn't that how the guy got the idea for television? Plowing fields and the way that fields look. Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. Look it up.
Oh.
If you don't believe me, then just go ahead and look it up. Because that's how the TV is. The fields, and then they cross going on, and he figured out that if you put information into each little thing there, you'd have a full field, and that's how television. What? Yeah, absolutely. It's still pretty amazing to me that that television works. It's just bizarre. There's
No, I
little
know
pixels.
what you mean. There are things that we just live with, and we don't think about how they work.
It's like
and
each pixel can have red, green, or blue, and all the pixels. And now we have 4,000 pixels, and it's just based on that color patterns. And they all get the info, they all get the data, and then you're watching what I watched last night. By the way, which I'm late on everything, of course. I watched the last episode of the first season of The White Lotus.
Oh, good.
So I got through that. I have to say, I loved it. I love the writing. I love the direction. I love the editing was fantastic. The acting was out of this world. 2 scenes were more graphic than they needed to be. That's my personal opinion.
Like the suitcase scene, huh?
I don't need to see a man
Wait.
go number 2. I just don't need to see
What about
that.
a woman?
In a suitcase?
Or a woman.
Okay.
And I don't want to
We
give too
gotta
much.
pay extra
I
for the
don't
woman.
want to give too much away. I just want to say that as an idea could have been gotten across just by crouching and then the face, and then we know what was going on. We don't have to actually. And as a recovering shock jock, I think that I'm qualified to be able to say, okay, that was just for shock effect, because it wasn't necessary. And then we talked about the other one. You could have gotten that idea across with, a pretty graphic, but not as graphic as that particular. Can you imagine episode 4 when that moment happens and, you're sitting there with grandma and maybe there's a 13-year-old.
That's hot. Me and your grandpapa used to do that.
But there was no luggage that was safe when your grandfather was around.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
On 95.5 WSB.
Noonan homeowners, join us for the grand opening of your new home outlet, May 15th through 17th. Save 20% off store-wide. We understand the demands of family life. Your home deserves more than what the budget sometimes allows. Now is your chance to save on the kitchen, bath, and flooring updates your home needs. Visit your employee-owned home outlet at 54 Bullsboro Drive to save 20%. 3 days only, May 15th to 17th, or shop online at homeoutlet.com.
Home Outlet is your home store.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403Bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Wow, that guy talks really fast. All right, that sounds good to me. Sign me up.
Nothing to worry about.
May saw your legs off.
Probably not, though.
But it might.
Well, yeah, but it probably.
You signed it.
Probably not. We were just talking. I was just talking about how, really, when it comes to network television, I don't know why we're like an entertainment pop show today, but who cares? It's Friday.
Because politics
Relax.
is so annoying and awful.
Yeah,
so.
it's just out of it.
I love you too.
Yeah, I know, but
No.
one day, just take one day off. One day.
Let's take all the days.
Huh?
Let's do all the days.
No, you have to. We have to stay. Our feet still have to be on the ground, Autumn. We
Ugh.
can't become frivolous.
Why?
You have to, because they're current events.
Autumn wants to talk
What did
sports.
I tell you? What did I tell you at our last?
That's true.
What did I tell you at our last meeting 8 years ago?
Oh, God.
We don't you remember?
Is that the $500 check?
Yeah, let's say it at the same time. Ready?
We're not a political
Not
show.
Political show.
We're a current events show. We bounce off of current events. And we'll have as much fun as the news cycle will allow. Thank you. That's and so
I did
you
a
can't.
really good job remembering.
Yeah, you did. That was you're like one of those brainiacs.
Svengali.
She's like an elephant. She
No,
remembers
Svengali
everything.
is
Are you calling her
Sven-
fat?
No. Hold on. Did you just say
Who called
she's
me
an
fat?
elephant? He called you an elephant.
Elephants are smart. They remember everything.
They're also fat.
They're not
Lord,
fat.
they're
Look at her
huge.
cry.
And on Mother's Day.
Oh my
It's not Mother's Day. Mother's Day
gracious.
Sunday.
Well,
It's Mother's Day week.
Adjacent.
Oh, it's Mother's Day adjacent.
Yes.
And what you're saying to Autumn is not sustainable. But I'm speaking the lingo, aren't I? And I'm never going to get canceled.
Let's circle back.
Let's circle back. Let's tick off that box. Hey,
that
there's an
box.
uptick in box ticking.
Ooh.
I'm so annoyed with uptick. It came from nowhere. Was it during the pandemic?
Yes.
Uptick?
Yes, it was. That and jabs. Uptick and jabs
Yeah.
were two words that came out of the pandemic.
Yab.
No, it's a soft J, but not that soft. Jab. What were we saying? Oh, we were talking about how Tim and I think at this point, the only thing that we ever watch on commercial television is the NFL, or maybe college sports, and so if that's not on, I'm usually not watching it at all. And then Jared Yamamoto chimes in and goes, "Well, what about the NBA? They're having the playoffs."
NBA playoffs are on.
I
Shaq
haven't
made a
watched-
big announcement last night.
Well, hold on. I haven't watched 1 second of the NBA playoffs.
Charles is going to be a Publix later.
Tim's going to run into Charles Barkley at his local Publix and be afraid to walk up to him.
He had that look.
He had that look like I'm shopping.
Yes.
And
I need some chips, man.
And I want to be left alone.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
He gave me the look. He said, I know you know who I am.
But I don't want to talk to you.
Mhm.
You got that kind of look from him.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Gave
at
you no
least
such look.
He sure did.
I'll bet you he did. I mean, if you're walking around Atlanta,
He's like,
and
I
you're,
remember you.
you're
in your
Charles,
dirty car."
you're Charles Barkley. You're walking around Atlanta. You've practiced that look. I mean, like
How's that look?
Now maybe there. I think probably like a a curled brow, maybe a little bit, kind of.
He tilted his head,
Yeah,
looked
not
at
mean,
me.
not mean, but just enough to be a little bit standoffish, but still friendly.
A slight nod.
Yeah, like not mean,
No.
but just like
It was a
boundaries.
proposition.
Don't bother me.
Yeah,
I'm looking
puckered
for
lips.
eggs.
Yeah, boundaries.
He's like,
What are you
You're like,
talking
that
about?
means
Okay.
don't come over.
Okay, you know what you're doing is you've started drinking way too early for Mother's
See?
Day.
I'm
I knew
fine.
the chance of Bailey's in there. Knew it.
I'm a pro. I can handle my own. all
Why
right?
do you keep saying Bailey's? I don't think that's a good summertime afternoon.
Well, no, but inside an iced coffee, that's a great mixture.
Yeah, okay, I don't really feel like hearing the ice clink for the next 3 hours.
What's
What do, you,
wrong?
what do you want, the dog or the?
Yeah, can you? What do you want?
I want professionalism,
Achoo!
damn it. Is it too much to expect the cast of this stupid radio show?
Stop letting your dog bark.
Show-
making sounds.
Just start sliding your cup there, Eric.
Stop drinking on the job.
How about this, huh? How about this, huh?
Oh, here we go. It's your fault, Autumn.
No, please.
You know you kind of like it. You hear this, she kind of likes it, the way that nose.
No. Oh.
So, no, I have not watched any of the. I heard that the Celtics collapsed monumentally 2 games in a row.
They did.
And on both sides, is it the East and the West still? On both sides, the number 1 seeds are trailing.
That's correct.
Is that correct? All right. So I know enough. What do I got to tune in and watch 9 billion three-pointers from the parking lot? That's what the NBA is to me.
At least like with the Cleveland Cavaliers, watching them, they're kind of remind me of that 2015 Hawks team that doesn't have a superstar. They got a lot of really good players.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of pulling for them.
You're kind of pulling for them
They're down
because
0-2.
because you're a Hawks fan, so you don't want to pull for anybody who actually wins at all, because you would be uncomfortable with that.
I'm just used to losing. That's what it is.
Well, they say there's a comfort in being surrounded by people who are just slightly more losers than you are.
I guess
Because
so.
then you can feel like the best of the crowd, right?
You're in the right city for that.
We're all losers.
Yeah.
But
Lovable losers.
These guys around me, they're
Lonesome
bigger losers than I am. You're the lonesome loser.
Have you heard about the lonesome loser?
I heard about Autumn Fisher.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Right now, get 60% off all windows, plus no interest for 2 years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Customers often ask, what's the right mattress for me? At the Original Mattress Factory, our answer is always the same. It's all about personal preference. You should select the one that feels right to you, because there isn't a one-mattress-fits-all solution. That's why we offer a selection of quality and comfort choices for every preference. And our sales team will help you find the right product for your specific needs. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have the right mattress for just about everyone. Stop by to find yours today.
Dave Baker here. I know you have big plans for the summer. Did you include plumbing and electrical problems? No? Well, let's keep it that way. Here's a couple of things you can do to avoid nasty summer issues from my friends at Brightbox Electrical and Mr. Plumber, both from the Coolray family of companies. For starters, Mr. Plumber's currently offering a $99 water heater flush. Flushing your water heater is like getting an oil change for your car. It gets rid of buildup and will extend the life of your water heater, and $99 is a great price. Or maybe summer storms have you nervous about losing power to your home and all your important electronics like entertainment systems, your refrigerator, your heating and air, or your medical devices. Brightbox Electrical is currently offering $500 off a Generac home standby generator. You can keep the juice flowing in your home no matter the season or the reason. Go to Coolray.com and schedule your appointment today.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, get ready to dodge construction cones this summer. Several roadways in metro Atlanta are getting upgrades.
Crews with both the Georgia and Atlanta Departments of Transportation will be out in force over the next few weeks as they pave major roadways like interstates along with city streets. Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says they hope to give Georgians a smooth ride ahead of next year's major events.
These world-class events coming to Atlanta had us really looking at some of the areas that are in dire need of resurfacing and those that are quickly coming up for it.
Road work on state roads will be conducted overnight, while Atlanta transportation crews will pave during the day. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
83 degrees in Atlanta. It is looking like a wet weekend.
Sorry, Mom. It's going to rain on Mother's Day.
Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Murder suspects from Memphis are arrested in Cobb County.
Gang investigators from Memphis, Tennessee reached out to our department to share with us that there may be 2 murder suspects hiding here within our city.
Officer Chuck McPhillamy with Marietta Police says they were found at a home on Crest Ridge Drive. While searching for the suspects, they discovered drugs in plain sight. 2 others are arrested, all 4 now facing drug-related charges in Marietta, and 2 of them likely headed back to Memphis to face murder charges. A man from Jamaica is indicted for murder by a federal grand jury in Atlanta. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Orville Purnell is an international fugitive. He entered the U.S. under a false identity after escaping custody in St. Lucia and Jamaica for a murder back in 2020. Purnell is facing federal firearm charges and is detained while awaiting trial back in St. Lucia. Local residents gather as a new community farm is planted in southeast Atlanta.
The new Leela Valley Community Farm is a historic project, according to Dr. Alan Ferguson with Atlanta Housing.
This area, this neighborhood, this community is right for people to come, for people to grow, and to people to thrive.
The 7.4-acre site will provide access to fresh local foods to residents who live in the area, like Celeste Lomax.
We're actually going to have this right in our backyard. I mean, who would not love that? Fresh food, community.
There are also plans to build affordable housing in the area in the coming years. In southeast Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Balloons will be released into the sky tonight in memory of a 10-year-old girl who was killed when a tree fell on her family's home in southwest Atlanta during the storms last weekend. Family and friends will gather at the Vine City Park at 7 o'clock to honor Erica Dixon. People who attend are asked to wear purple or white, her favorite colors, and bring candles and balloons. Erica was one of 6 people in the home on Mims Street when the tree fell on their home. A Georgia congressman leads a discussion in Decatur today over concerns about the potential impact of cuts to social services.
Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson says Republican proposals cut at least $1.5 trillion from programs including Medicaid, SNAP, Head Start, and child care. Among his roundtable, healthcare and service providers who would lose their jobs, parents whose leukemia-stricken baby needs Medicaid grants.
A point that was made by one of the providers is that if these cuts take place, then literally people will die.
Johnson says it's clear these investments pay off, and he asks if America wants to go down the road of snatching safety nets from families who need them most. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Radar screens at Newark Airport briefly go black again this morning. It is the second outage in 2 weeks. Air traffic controllers are heard talking to a FedEx plane and a private jet.
FedEx 1989, I had
Andrew off here. Our scope strip went black again. If you care about this, contact your airline and try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff.
That audio from liveatc.net. The FAA says the outage lasted for 90 seconds just before 4 o'clock this morning. Former Waste Management CEO David Steiner is the pick for Postmaster General. He's currently a FedEx board member. He'll leave that role and is expected to join USPS in July. The selection of Steiner comes after former Postmaster General Louis DeJoy resigned in March. Georgia Senator John Ossoff was one of his biggest critics over lost or delayed mail deliveries. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Sigh of relief as you're heading up from McDonough towards the heart of Atlanta. We had a stall. The right lanes had since been cleared. We are back open 75 northbound north of Highway 2081. That's exit 218. Delays taking some time to thin out, but they will thin out gradually. Got a nice smoother ride coming towards the 675 fork, and we do have some trouble up near Doraville. Had a crash, and as I'm looking at the jam cam, we are all clear. All lanes back open. Peachtree Boulevard northbound, just north of Winters Chapel Road, but the brake light's still taking you back onto 285 proper. We're stretched just behind I-85. That's exit 33 on the outer loop. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. An isolated pop-up storm can't be ruled out. Lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, cloudy with widespread rain showers through the morning and afternoon, high 65. Rain showers continue on Sunday with a high of 67.
Right now it's 83 in Duluth, it's 79 in Cartersville, and 85 in Stockbridge. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Are you nervous about something there, Jared Yamamoto?
I don't know.
He is pitting up.
You know what it is this shirt.
Yeah, but you have a shirt under there, so you're pitting through two. Oh, it looks like you have a.
No, it's one shirt. I think it's just,
undershirt.
With
Oh,
these
look at
guns.
that little style with the little white
T-shirt, Dickie.
Looks like he has a T-shirt, but he doesn't.
You know what it is?
You're
it's
fashionable.
it's
Were
these
you at the
guns.
Met Gala the other night?
I was. Believe it or not, I was dressed up as a trumpet.
You might have seen me. I was the guy with the. I just got your trumpet joke. Are you making a joke against Andre 3000? Is this your way of going after one of the best musicians? No,
I'm a
sure
big
he's
fan of
not.
Andre. Big
I'm
fan.
sure he's. Well, it doesn't mean you can go after him.
Although there was one time where I was so hungover at the
I had
airport.
an accordion on my back at a party once. It did not fly. I guess accordions just aren't that. People don't get excited. There was a time where you walked in with an accordion under your back to a party. You were the party. People are like, the party can start now, but I guess not anymore.
Guess not.
I was made to feel like a fool.
There was a time I was so hungover coming back from Vegas. We were waiting for our bags at baggage claim, and I grabbed my bag. I'm like in a daze, 2 a.m. or something like that. Our flight had been delayed. And my buddy comes over to me. He's like, that was Andre 3000 that was just standing right next to you waiting for your bag.
Were you upset that you didn't bother him?
I was incredibly upset.
I didn't even get a chance to bother. I'm sure at 2 o'clock in the morning you want to deal with some drunk fan.
Hungover fan.
Hungover. Okay. Well, that's even worse.
Hey, can I get a selfie with you? Yeah, I would have been like, and I'm sure my eyes have been like crossed in the picture and everything would have not.
Oh, do you really get like cartoon drunk? You have the X's over your eyes and all that?
Coming back from Las Vegas, yes, I was definitely very, very hungover.
How do you fly hungover?
It's the worst. Don't do it.
People told me because I've never really enjoyed flying. I've never let it stop me from doing what I have to do, but I've never enjoyed flying. And one time I was only ever on one flight where you could go to a compartment where there was a bar and a bartender. And everybody's like, go have a couple of drinks. But that didn't help at all because that just made me sick to my stomach while I was flying. So I don't get the flying while you're hungover. Why would you even attempt that?
Well, the problem is
you want to be the guy vomiting in the
hear me
on
out
the
here.
plane. Do you want to be that person?
You're in Vegas, so you're gonna go out.
No, you were in Vegas.
I know, but our whole group was in Vegas. There was like 15 of us.
Peer pressure. The other 14 were doing something, so you could not do what they were doing.
We stayed out all night, and then I think we slept from maybe 6 a.m. until I don't know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Flight was at 4.
Right.
Was already going to get in late in Atlanta at 11.
You're
Got
not,
delayed by a couple hours.
You're not hitting. I'm talking about that you could just say, "Hey guys, I'm going to wind at 8 o'clock the night before. We've been having fun, but
you don't do that in Vegas.
What do you mean? No, you can do whatever you want in Vegas.
Yeah, you can do whatever
you can
want.
have. Hey, when I go to Vegas, I lose all agency. I just have to do You know, my mom used to say, if your 14 friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge with
14
them? Yeah, I don't know why she said that. I guess just because she knew one day I'd need
Most people only have 2.
That's right. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg.
You're welcome.
Did he say 2 or 3? Did
Said 3.
He said most people only have 3 friends. And he's not. Most people probably only have 3 really, 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 really tight friends. 3 or 4, 3 to 5. But as far as friends go, you have an outer circle there. There ought to be 10 or 15 people in that first outer circle, right?
Should be.
I mean, I've got, Autumn, you've been retreating from society now for, I don't know, the last 8 years or so.
We did call you the lonesome loser in the last segment.
She gets beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time.
Every time.
Which maybe stop playing the game. You're not good at it.
I love Little River Band.
Oh, Paul Stanley, are you trying to remind us that this is supposed to be your segment?
No.
It seems to me like it's very passive-aggressive, that you just kind of stick your...
I thought I would join the conversation.
Okay, as long as you're here, right? All right, it's time for... this guy used to be in a band.
Hi, this is Paul Stanley, and this is Paul Stanley's Music News on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Like a little garage band, right?
Hold on, yeah, they made it big. They made it big. I have to...
Garage band.
Hold on. I have to... Hold your horses just a second. I have to... The lawyers have given me this, and I have to let people know that this is, in fact, Paul Entertainment News International Stanley. And you do our music news for us. Can I just say that, we try to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually do a show sheet, and then Jared does a show sheet, and then George Clark does a show sheet. But I had to do some other stuff this morning, so I couldn't do anything or put any stories in there for you for music news. And so I texted Tim Andrews, who will help me out in these situations, and I said, make sure you find a couple of good music stories so you're not stuck with Jared's who's going to be at what festival lineup stories. And
the Alpharetta Hot Dog Fest.
And I did, and then I looked at the stories, and yes, Tim Andrews did provide that, but it reminded me that if you put my age and Tim Andrews' age together, you're well over like 120, because I think every band on this was big maybe in the 70s or so.
Well,
but then again, you're Paul Entertainment News International Stanley. So.
Some of them in the 60s.
Yeah.
He told me that he found stories that your audience would find relevant.
He found these stories?
No,
Tim did.
Tim told me.
Oh, I see. But it's run down real quickly the bands that are in all of the stories.
The Who.
Okay.
Metallica.
They're still going strong, but
Joe Perry.
From
Aerosmith.
Okay.
Morrissey.
Okay.
And the Dead Kennedys.
Oof.
Well, that's kind of cutting edge.
Where's the Kygo getting the Ibiza residency?
Who are they?
I just think, you got to, Paul Entertainment News International Stanley. You have to what's going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake? Are they dissing each other? This is what the kids want to know. They want to know who's dissing or who's dissing each other.
You mean the kids of your listeners?
Yeah, who's beefing?
The kids of your listeners?
My listeners are not as old as you. What are you? So, is that ageism?
If we talk about those,
I'll throw my key card at you.
Please don't. It could cut. And I just had this ear reattached.
Oh no! Okay. Now you make me feel bad about the ear.
It fell off. Here's some breaking news.
It was breaking news.
My friend just sent me breaking news. Ace Frehley's getting tired of fake accounts on social media spamming other people and asking for money. He says, please report these a-holes. My team is doing their best to report. Listen.
So it does happen. So what happens is somebody who's a big Ace Frehley fan, I know you maybe aren't, but there are people.
I love Ace.
Oh, you don't act like
genuates.
it. I don't know what's going on with you guys.
Charging
you're getting older.
$15,000.
You're not going, you're not going to do this again. You're getting older. You might as well kind of maybe get along.
Yeah.
Well, the avatars will be around forever, but you guys maybe should get along. Maybe some good hardcore Freeleys or whatever they call themselves, the Ace Frehley bunch. Freeheads. What happens? They is hi, I'm Ace Frehley on their email or something, and they try to get them to send money for
that's right,
an autographed guitar or something like that.
Yeah, and they're not getting the guitar.
I think Ace Frehley should. You know what? I think your platform being a little bit larger, this is a way for you and Ace to talk to each other.
Him out.
Get together. You know what Jared's
Jared's
generation calls it a collab.
Yeah,
I'd like
be
to
great.
post.
I
did my part.
That's an endorsement.
Do they ever comment on each other? Like, I'll bet you they're not even following each other. Like,
he follows me for recipes.
Okay. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Everybody wants to know your recipes. All right. What's happening with bands that Eric and Tim are really, really familiar with these days?
All right, well.
Don't get defensive. It's fine.
The song is finally over. The 2025 farewell tour number 25, I guess, for The Who has been announced.
All right. I got to say this. I love The Who, but I attended at what was then Rich Stadium. It's still the same stadium. What's it called now?
Highmark Stadium.
Huh?
It's Highmark.
Oh, Highmark Stadium.
But it's about to be something else.
That's where Josh Allen plays for the Buffalo Bills. But it was the same stadium.
It's going to be called like Verizon Wireless Stadium.
Probably Highmark, because I think that the guy who owns it has some interest in that.
Are they not building a whole new stadium?
Yeah,
though?
they are. But then why they can just put the sign over? Somebody's got to walk it across the street. The new stadium's just across the street.
They recycled the sign.
In 1982, I'm pretty sure it was, I went to what was billed as The Who on their farewell tour in 1982. Now, I love Pete Townshend. I love Roger Daltrey. I love them all. Whoever's drumming. Zach.
No, they fired him. I mean,
no,
they
he's
fired
back.
him. Oh,
he's
back. Okay.
They worked it out. But I feel like I should be able to go to this farewell show for free. I've already paid.
Yeah, you've already paid for the farewell ticket.
Okay, you know what? It's like inverse numbers, right? When are they coming here? Like in a couple of months?
I don't think they're coming to Atlanta.
Okay, well, let's say that I saw them. The show would be in a couple of months. I'm gonna be 61 in a couple of months. When I first saw their farewell tour, I thought maybe I was 16. No, I was 18. I was 18 years old. That's when I first paid for a ticket. I don't want to not see The Who. I love The Who. This is their final tour. Don't you think I ought to be able to see this one for free?
Well, you can go to Atlantic City, Boston, Chicago, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. No Atlanta date.
No, what's going on? Atlanta, are we Who'd out?
I guess so. Must be Who'd out.
Did they do their research and find out there's not enough?
Who?
Give that man a raise. Right now.
Is there anywhere close, like Nashville? Or are they coming?
I closed the tab.
Okay, that means it's done. You know, Paul Stanley does not reopen a tab, all right? And you know what? He's earned that. Hello to Andrew Seco. Andrew is tracking delays downtown.
Good afternoon, my friends. Yes, right now looking a lot like a parking lot. 7585 north and south. Heavy delays northbound starting at Langford Parkway through East Point, taking you all the way up towards 17th Street southbound. Feeling the pinch back into Brookhaven. Delays just south of 400 on 85 proper. Looking a little tough right now. Our friends to the south side still slowing and going just a little bit. Earlier trouble's been cleared. For the brake lights, 75 northbound. They're starting at Highway 2081, taking you all the way back towards Locust Grove, right there at Bill Gardner Parkway, exit 212. And we're recovering a little bit better heading out of Dunwoody, closer towards Norcross, Peachtree Boulevard, northbound towards Winters Chapel Road. We're all clear here, but it has done something to the right on 285, has it not, Cindy Darden?
Yeah, we just found something new. I-285 northbound on the inner loop, just before exit 19 to Cobb Parkway. It's a crash sitting in one left lane, really slowing you down as you make your way into Cobb County. Now, speaking of Cobb County, right next to it, Fulton County, I-285 westbound on the outer loop, really slow, leaving Dunwoody into Sandy Springs. Really feeling the pinch around exit 25 to Roswell Road. That's going to make it a little slow right on the north side as well. This report is sponsored by Georgia United Credit Union. Ready for a financial partner that puts you first? Discover the difference at Georgia United Credit Union. Visit gucu.org/join. Insured by NCUA. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, I'm Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
A new pope is chosen.
He was someone that really we did not expect, but it was incredible. The crowd cheered when his name was announced.
Pope Leo XIV. Listen for updates throughout the day from Rome and around the world.
We started running up as soon as we heard that there was white smoke and everyone was cheering.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Springtime means more road construction. It's Smiler Mark McKay. Road work plus a distracted driver could lead to a wreck. Been hit and hurt? You need the strong arm. John Foy and Associates. They'll treat you with respect and compassion, all with zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Swanee. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us on Wednesday, May 14th, near the Walmart off Interstate 85 here in Swanee, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
This is Scott Slade. If your air conditioning system isn't running just right, let me share what I know to be true about Ragsdale Heating and Air. Great people, many with the company for 10, 20, even 30 years. And if you need a new system, take advantage of up to $1,700 off a new Carrier home comfort system. And it comes with Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust for plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too. Schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
This is Greg Trzynski from the Original Mattress Factory. A few years back, there was a surge of online mattress companies offering a one-feel-fits-all mattress. Eventually, they all added more selections. Why? They discovered what we've known for over 30 years. Everyone has unique preferences. At the Original Mattress Factory, we handled a range of comfort choices so that you can select the one that suits you best. Don't rely on someone else's opinion. Try out a variety of options and find the one that's right for you. OriginalMattress.com.
How's he going to have my number if I don't call him?
Well,
what am I going to do? Call him?
Just text and say, hey, it's Eric.
Just call him like in the middle of his set. Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff, it's Eric. How are you?
Oh, and by the way.
Oh, how did this come up in the break? Realizing that I don't like
Eva Longoria's new
Oh
Spain
yeah, we
show.
saw that. So
Rich
Eva
people in
Longoria,
Spain.
Yeah, like Eva Longoria has a show on CNN, and it has the most annoying title. I don't know what kind of show it is, and I don't know much about Eva Longoria, but it's called "Searching for Spain." And
looks pretty.
Well, she didn't invent Spain. I'm not going to give her credit for the fact that Spain is pretty.
I've seen this promo. I'm like, oh, I go to Spain.
I was just in Spain. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But what I don't really enjoy is R. What I don't enjoy are celebrity travel shows. Like, I love Conan O'Brien, but I just don't have any interest in watching Conan O'Brien. I'm a huge fan of Eugene Levy and what he does. He's got a travel show. Number one, there's one celebrity travel show, Michael Palin. No one is ever going to do it better than Michael Palin.
It's a great one.
Yeah, and I like travel shows where it's just experts and they're not famous. Like, well, they're famous for being experts at it. Like that is his name, Rick Steves. That's on PBS. Like, I can watch his stuff because he's well. But I never nothing against Bourdain. I just never watched
Not your
it.
thing.
Huh?
Not your thing.
Well, I don't know. I just never watched it. So maybe I would have loved it if I watched it. But I don't like when, because like Conan is hilarious. I love his podcast. He's hilarious, but he's a comedian. So what I imagine is it's always going to be set pieces. Like things are going to be set up to have a punchline.
No, it depends. So like that one that he made recently where he's like by himself and he's like being a Viking and stuff, that one is real cooked. But
Yeah.
there's other ones that he did before. I think when the show was still going
Mhm.
and he was in Italy, those were great. And he went to Korea. That one was also great.
But no one can beat Michael Palin because Michael
Okay,
Palin
but
was
Michael Palin was
genuinely
doing, like, a real
curious.
thing.
He was genuinely curious. And I imagine that they just shot hours and hours and hours and just, then just edited out the boring stuff. Whereas I just feel like the producers around Eugene Lee, it's like, remember when the Ozzy show, the reality show, was first hitting and it was like the first season. What was it called? With the something with the
Meet the Osbournes?
It's just the Osbournes, and it was what was that, 2000 what?
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. And it really kind of came out of nowhere, and it took people by surprise. And I loved it for the first season or two, but I'll tell you, the moment I jumped off is, Ozzy goes to the dentist. Like, that was the part where it's like, okay, producers are deciding we got to make something happen here. So you're going to go here. Ozzy goes to the mall. Wow, I wonder what'll happen. You know, when those things start happening, it's not
Did
fun.
not feel organic.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm no hippie.
I'll
But
go to Sbarro to get some lasagna.
this is what you call, Ozzy gets his checkup. You know, obviously the first couple of years were hilarious because you were in their home, and they were like, obviously they were playing it up to a certain degree, but it was very funny until I got the feeling that that's like early reality shows. Some of them were pretty good. And then you always know that they're getting to the end. They're out of ideas when they all go to the amusement park. Boy, there's a lot of distractions, lots of bells and whistles. Something's got to happen.
Well, the Kardashians have found a way to reboot the same show at least 3 times.
Yeah.
So there's a way.
Well, there's dumb people who just can't get enough of that. So there's always going to be something for them. It's funny you mentioned Kim Kardashian. Do you think the storyline with the rich lady and the jewel heist, do you think that was inspired by the Kardashian thing?
Oh, I never thought about that.
And the White Lotus?
Probably.
Yeah,
You're talking about White Lotus.
Well, that's in my mind.
I just didn't know what you were talking about.
I
was
know.
like,
Maybe
"Ooh,
I
is
didn't
this a
set
news
that up.
story?"
Maybe it is. It's in the news.
there
It's in the
are-
news. Kim
Oh, okay.
Kardashian is suing the producers of The White Lotus for stealing her life story.
Dang.
Right. Am I right?
Dang, that's crazy.
Wow. Huh?
Dang.
It's
no.
funny.
I want to make that Joe Rogan money so I can say things like, wow.
Jamie, put that up.
It takes too long for that to happen, I find. Like I say, put that up, and then it takes like 5 minutes for the thing to come up.
Yeah, they should cut and edit it.
Well,
put it-
do they do it live the first time around, or is it edited?
I don't think you can watch it live.
Okay. Yeah, just in case somebody says something that's going to get them completely canceled. That's a good move. Would you like me to
Let's get stuff away.
Well, then show me the right sheet. You're supposed to be the producer.
Here we go.
I got it right here. I don't need a producer. All right, let's give away 2 tickets to see Blackberry Smoke with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs on Saturday, August 9th at Cadence Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. Andrew Seco is watching New Brake Lights by Truist Park.
That we are. No game day traffic to worry about. Our boys are in Pittsburgh this weekend, but we do have some trouble in that left lane. Got to crash 285 north, the inner loop at Cobb Parkway. That's exit 19. Seeing some extra brake lights mixing with the volume back all the way towards Hollowell Parkway. Got a really tough ride heading into Smyrna Vinings. Rest of 285, same story, looking really tough, especially leaving Doraville on the inner loop 285 eastbound. Heavy brake lights taking you from Peachtree Boulevard down to the Stone Mountain Freeway. That's exit number 39. And a little stoppage by the airport 285 east and west. You're on and off that pedal from I-85 all the way down towards I-75. Right outside Forest Park. How are things looking on I-20, Sydney Darden?
Well, you're really feeling the worst of your delays over on the east side. Merging on from 285 I-20 eastbound, you're going to be really stop and go past exit 68 to Wesley Chapel Road, even past exit 71 to Panola Road. The good news is it does break apart by the time you get to Stonecrest. On the opposite side of that, you're really going to be slow leaving Fulton Industrial and Thornton Road, exit 44 over on the west side as you make your way towards 285. You could hop on US 78 if you wanted to, but you would still encounter some delays there as well. From the Corray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck experts. What makes them my experts? Well, for starters, when you have Ben Hill Renovations upgrading your outdoor living space, you're dealing with professionals. You have a company building to code, current and future. You have a company pulling permits when needed, with a dedicated project manager for every job, superior craftsmanship from over 60-plus years of experience, and all backed by their workmanship warranty. Whether you want a screened-in porch, an outdoor living area, a multi-story wraparound deck, or just a simple deck with a set of stairs, Ben Hill Renovations has you covered. Plus, they offer multiple financing options, up to 18 months, no interest with affordable monthly payments. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com and set up an appointment, or visit their showroom and speak with a designer. You won't be disappointed. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, money to help address the opioid crisis. Cobb County is now accepting applications for the first round of grants.
The county's Opioid Abatement Trust currently has $7.9 million available for local organizations who can apply to receive some of that money. Missy Owen with the Davis Direction Foundation in Marietta says they plan to apply.
It will allow us to continue to give people seeking recovery or maintaining recovery the resources and the support they need to continue that journey.
Organizations can apply on the county's website. The application window runs through July 11th. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
83 degrees in Atlanta. Rain may spoil Mother's Day weekend plans. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. There's going to be a lot of road work around Metro Atlanta this summer. Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says crews are set to pave basically every major interstate and state highway over the next few months.
We're talking 285 on the west side. We're talking 285 on the east side. We're talking the downtown connector down to I-20.
Atlanta DOT also plans similar paving projects on roads across the city. Atlanta will conduct paving work during the day, while the Georgia DOT will pave overnight. It's all in preparation of several big events coming to Atlanta next year. Ahead of the 2026 World Cup, a busy MARTA station in downtown Atlanta is getting a new name.
It has been proposed that the name of the Georgia World Congress Center CNN rail station be changed to the Sports, Entertainment, and Convention District Rail Station, also known as the SEC District Station.
MARTA board member Thomas Worthy says it's a needed change with recent developments near the Georgia World Congress Center and State Farm Arena. New signs and rail maps are expected to be changed by the end of the year. New lessons for Metro Atlanta first responders on how to deal with people suffering from mental health problems.
Police officers, firefighters, and other public safety employees who deal with daily trauma are meeting in Marietta this week to learn ways to deal with stress. Chuck McPhillamy is attending the conference and says the goal is to raise awareness for mental health
and learn how to better help our own first responders so that when the call happens that they're trying to respond to, that they're in a good mental health space and ready to respond.
About 150 first responders from across the state attended the two-day event. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
We are hearing today from some of the cardinals a day after the election of Pope Leo XIV as the first American pope. Among them is Cardinal Wilton Gregory, who served as Archbishop of Atlanta until 2019. He's asked if there was any connection between American politics and the conclave.
The cardinals were quite aware of things that have occurred in the United States, but what the cardinals were concerned about primarily, at least, was who among us can bring us together.
Gregory was appointed cardinal by Pope Francis in 2020. Now, WSB Money Update, and your chocolate fix is going to cost more.
Nestle is raising prices in the U.S. on some of its most popular chocolate products like Toll House cookie morsels, baking cocoa, and fudge kits starting on June 23rd. The food giant is blaming surging prices on commodities like cocoa and sugar after its suppliers had to raise their prices. So bottom line, expect to pay more at the grocery store. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
Stocks closed the week mostly lower. The Dow falling 119 points on the day. S&P loses 4. NASDAQ is up a fraction of a point. Marietta native Shuler Hensley takes the stage as the new musical Millions premieres tonight at Atlanta's Alliance Theater.
Millions centers on a child who's lost his mother and believes a stash of cash he finds was sent from her from heaven. Shuler Hensley plays the bad guy in the musical.
So I played the thief. I'm trying to find the money in a short amount of time before all the police get there, and chaos ensues.
Hensley often plays the bad guy, winning a Tony for his part as one in an Oklahoma revival.
I think every good villain has elements that people can relate to.
Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 4:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
New travel advisories are heading to the Big Rocks. Highway 78 eastbound towards Memorial Drive, exit number 5. Only left lane open with a big crash here, and moving really tough. Seeing those delays all the way back towards 285. You may want to use Memorial, Ponce de Leon Avenue, or Hugh Howell Road as a quick fast track to get around here. We're still slowing and going by the home of the Braves, 285 north, the inner loop. We're in the left lane with a crash at Cobb Parkway that's exit 19. The brake light battle really tough, taking you all the way back towards I-20 on the west side. And we're still slowing and going just a little bit through Cobb County. We have some trouble off to the shoulder. You'll see the flashing lights as you get towards the 285 merge. We're on 75 southbound at Woody Hill Road. That's exit number 260. How are we looking through Midtown, downtown, Sydney Darden?
Not much better. A really rough ride if you're merging onto the downtown connector southbound. The brake lights are going to start at North Side Drive, exit 252. If you're coming from the west side, coming from the east side, you're going to be on those brakes as soon as you merge on from Georgia 400. No relief until you get at least the top of the Grady curve, but it's still a rough ride down to I-20 on the opposite side. I-85 northbound, really feeling the pinch around exit 240 University Avenue. Not going to see any relief until you get to Midtown leaving northbound. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly to mostly cloudy this evening, lows in the upper 50s, low 60s. Tomorrow, rain showers move in through the morning hours, continuing through the afternoon, high 65. More rain on the way for Sunday, morning low 58, afternoon high 67.
80 in Roswell, 82 in College Park, 85 in Conyers. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, and you could be running out of time to find the perfect gift, except you're in Atlanta, and that means D. Geller & Son Jewelers has you covered. This is Jonathan Geller, and we've been making Mother's Day magic happen since 1939. This year, that means we just put out our best selection of clearance jewelry, like a pearl and diamond necklace that was $645 is now $345. Even a 1-carat pair of natural diamond studs is just $475. Come shop with us in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
You don't just ride, you're obsessed. Injured in a wreck? Call Steel Horse Law, motorcycle injury lawyers who ride.
Dad, one more horsey ride, please.
This living room rodeo moment made possible by Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center. When Dad needed back surgery, he came to Emory. The difference? Emory's among the highest in patient satisfaction and best surgical outcome rates in the nation. And Emory uses the most advanced research developed by our top surgeons to get Dad's back surgery done right the first time. Giddy up. EmoryHealthcare.org/orthodifference.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Congratulations to Jimmy Cave, great name, of Marietta. Won 2 tickets to see Blackberry Smoke with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs on Saturday, August 9th at Cadence Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. You know, I just realized that we just kind of like acted like Paul Entertainment News International Stanley wasn't even here in that last.
Well, he was reading notes for the Swanee Asian Festival this
yeah,
weekend.
I'm sure he was. Yeah, he loves all the festival lineups.
Who's going to be playing at that festival?
Well, I thought you were.
By the way, George, did Jeff Garland really say give him my number? Because I never know what to do that. It's like, because like a lot of times people, oh yeah, give him my number, and then I always feel goofy. I don't know if I call, I just feel goofy because I know the other.
I almost told him. I said he's not going to call you or text you.
No,
I
was like, Eric, I just said that in the moment. Come on, I don't really want to talk to you.
Just text him and say, hey, it's Eric.
I won't ever bother you again.
Thanks for coming on the show. Here's my number.
All right, there you go. Well, you don't have to say here's your number at that point.
Oh,
when
there
you
it
text
is.
somebody.
Yes. That would be redundant.
Yeah, it certainly would, Paul.
That's right, Paul.
It certainly would. How about some music news?
Okay, the Kays and Cassia lead the first Future of Music UK showcase at South by Southwest London.
The Cades of what? Who?
I don't know. You wanted somebody
I wanted something fresh, young, new,
The Kays
That's the
and
Bill
Cassia.
Belichick in me.
Rolling Stone is doing the Future of Music UK showcase taking place at the inaugural South by Southwest London, which is, I guess, their
Well, it's
franchise.
dying in Texas, so they might as well move it to London or have a. I don't think it's as big as it was. I think they've dialed back the music part because there used to be the music part was the big thing, and the sort of technology and film thing would be like a week before. I think that they've dialed back the music aspect of it and opened up the film and technology
If they
part
were
of it.
smart, in my opinion, looking at South by Southwest, what they should do is they should take notes from Coachella and do the same lineup
and
every
ruin it.
weekend. No, I'm not saying like influencer. I'm just saying like
No,
take
but
the
it's not
same
like that.
lineup
It's not
every
like
weekend.
it's not like that. It's not like that. If you go to South by Southwest, it's not like Coachella. Where
Right. It's not all music. There are other
no, I'm
things.
saying is it's not like that at all. What's great about South by Southwest, I went to 2 of them, is there's only 30-minute sets basically. So you're walking down, what is it there in Austin, 6th Street or whatever. So and there's all of those different bars and they're all, the doors are open and it's wonderful. You kind of walk down the street and you just keep hearing different, and no matter how, on that street anyway, and in parking lots and satellite areas all around, almost every band, no matter how big they are, they only get 30-minute sets. So you're just watching band after band after band. So it's not like a festival in the sense that you have headliners and stuff like that. They'll bring in some musician to give like a state of the music world speech industry kind of thing. I think the one year I was there, it was Dave Grohl. I was so tired of Dave Grohl, and that was already like 2010.
You know what it is? I'm getting.
I was just like,
confused.
is this guy the president of rock and roll now? It's just kind of annoyed me. Yes.
I was getting confused with Austin City Limits. Austin City Limits does the one weekend, and that's where it's more of a music festival lineup, and they actually do have headliners.
Yeah, the idea behind South by Southwest is you get seen as bands. So you have a lot of young bands, but you also have a lot of bands who are still touring. And so if you're a touring band, you want to be seen. Mostly if you're a younger band. And I think that a lot of this is changing because, you're not chasing necessarily a record deal the way you used to be, because record companies, there still are record deals, I guess, but really only for the largest, the biggest, talents out there. And people are making albums on Pro Logic. The double album from Magdalena Bay, you look on it, it says recorded at Magdalena Bay HQ. And it's an unbelievable, fully, the levels, great production, and apparently they did not do it. Looks to me, because if you do it in an established studio, usually you get a credit in the liner notes, and I don't see that there. So, well, I mean, Paul, you would know. You're in the music industry.
I'm retired.
I know that you're retired, but the point being, if you can make a concept album that is that fully textured,
Oh, like The Elder.
No, completely the opposite of The Elder. Listenable, easy. Then probably young bands just aren't searching necessarily for the record contracts like they were in the old days. So it probably makes sense. And then they go to London, and they'll be able to, hoot it up over there for a while. I enjoyed South by Southwest 2 years in a row. But
what year did you go?
I think it was 10 and 11. This was when I was making the movie. I was following the band around. I had a blast. Really enjoyed it. A lot of alcohol. They have a lot of alcohol there, and food trucks. You would love it.
I'd fit
Jared.
right in.
It's alcohol and food truck.
Well, between that one, I've been told. So I have a group of friends that does ACL, Austin City Limits, every year, and they've suggested doing South by Southwest. And I'm like, listen, if I could, I'd have to probably reduce one festival from the lineup.
Well,
in order to do
yeah,
that,
you can. You're not at an age where you're adding festivals.
Which is
this is now a time to trim the festivals.
Tina
You're a married man.
Tina will only allow us to do like about 4 or 5 festivals.
Oh, it's
here.
already happening. Tina will only allow us to do. Oh, it's all just a couple of years in. She's a lovely, lovely lady, but ultimately, wives are wives. That's kind of the way that it goes. Paul.
Yes?
You got a story besides South by Southwest in London?
Absolutely.
Is Morrissey going to be there?
No, but this isn't about Morrissey. This is a cooler story than Morrissey having a headache.
He has sinusitis.
Sinusitis.
Oh.
So he can't tour.
He can't tour.
Sort of like Tim.
Do you know I saw, do you have sinusitis? I mean, not you, Paul, but Tim.
Well, he's got something in his nose. He doesn't know what it is.
You have a doctor?
Yeah.
You might want to check that out. Doctor, I've got something in my nose.
Well, it might be mold.
You know, I have a brother-in-law who's an ear, nose, and throat guy. He's very, very brilliant.
Where?
In the state of Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
And, they have, it's okay. You don't have to look down on Ohio.
Oh, I'm not. It's just too far for him to
You guys
drive.
made it in the Midwest.
We did. Oh, God, we rocked it.
What's
up, Cleveland?
And sometimes you tell me, like, sometimes crazy people come in, and there was this lady who was convinced that a bee got into her ear.
Oh.
And he would check it out, and he would do whatever, and she kept going back, like, there's a bee in my I don't know what to do, buddy. What am I supposed to tell you?
He should have put a bee in there.
Yeah, and then pulled it out in front of her.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I got it. I finally got
you know
it.
what? I was wrong.
He would have been sued though if that had happened because the whole time if he had said before there wasn't a bee.
No,
in the
but
ear,
he could have said he could have said, you know what?
Yeah. Wow.
It's a
thank you.
very, very, very tiny bee.
Yes.
And I was not able to see it, but you know what? In the last 2 weeks, it grew. And so I think that a person who believes that a bee flew into and got stuck in her ear and is still alive for 2 weeks probably is not smart enough to see through your cover story. So I think you're all right. I think you'll do okay. Andrew Seco has better news by Stone Mountain.
Better news indeed. What looked to be a really tough travel advisory came and went within seconds here. All lanes back open. Highway 78 eastbound as you're approaching Memorial Drive, exit number 5. Delays thinning out quite nicely, but we still have a bit of a tough ride leaving Clarkston. Allow for some extra commute time on your way towards the Big Rock. We're looking at a little bit of a trouble spot here. 70 on, it looks like as we circle the city, we're seeing some delays as you leave Dorville 285 eastbound. On and off that brake pedal in part as you leave Buford Highway all the way down to the Stone Mountain Freeway. And it looks like we have a little bit of better news on the other side of 285, City Darden.
Yeah, that crash that was temporarily blocking all lanes, 285 northbound, right before exit 19 to Cobb Parkway. Now off to the shoulder. Those delays still steadily but slowly improving, though, as you make your way to Cobb County. Just be prepared once you get off 285 on a 75, though it is a much better ride past the 120 loop. Those brake lights start up again around exit 267 to merge onto Canton Road. You're on and off them to that 575-75 split. But it does get much better as you make your way towards Cherokee County. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
Spring has everyone outdoors, crowding our roads even more. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. Spring distractions cause more accidents. Been hit and hurt? Call the Strong Arm, John Foy and Associates. They specialize in personal injury law, and there is zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
It's your money. Get it sooner. All you need is direct deposit with a checking or savings account at Coosa Valley Credit Union. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Not only can you get your money sooner, but we believe in kinder banking where you deal with real people in person. So come see us.
Let me paint you a picture. You're standing in the kitchen of your new home, coffee in hand, sunlight pouring in, boxes mostly unpacked. Feels good, right? Now imagine your old home. Oh, it's still there. But instead of stressing about it, you know that Orchard is handling everything. Repairs, showings, upgrades, the works. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and this is not a fantasy. Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy first, move first, breathe first. And while you're living your best unpacked life, they're busy selling your old home for top dollar. Here's the twist. When it sells for more, and most of the time it does, you get that bonus too. That's 2 paydays. Not a gimmick, not a hack, just smart. That's Orchard. Why wait for tomorrow's money when you can have it today and tomorrow? Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Check out our great selection of sweet surprises for Mother's Day. You'll find colorful bouquets, decadent chocolates, and more. Happy Mother's Day from Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of The Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'm bringing you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. We feature newsmaking interviews with the top guests on the whole planet. And I'll ask the questions you only dream of other interviewers asking. Do you like being informed, engaged, and entertained? Good. You are going to love Vince.
The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
I don't want to go out. I want to stay in. We always have CNN on with the sound down. You know, some old listeners. I knew it. Whatever happened to my WSB? The sound's down. It's just in case news breaks, and I'll know what's going on. But I'm worried about that Casey Hunt. She's the host of the show that's on right now.
The Arena.
The Arena. Are they boxing backstage? Because it's 2 days in a row. Is something going on? I don't know. I don't want it to seem like I'm mocking somebody. I'm not. I'm genuinely concerned. But there's something going on with the left eye. Remember when Bob Costas was doing the
Olympics? Yes.
And he got what did he get? He got
pink eye or something.
Right? Yeah. So I don't. Maybe
she might have a sty.
Yeah. But
you
when
had
I
that
had
once.
Well, I know. I wore sunglasses for 2 weeks. Everywhere I went.
I don't know if Casey can wear sunglasses on CNN.
Sure, why not? More people would tune in. Wow, this is cool. She's like a rock and roll chick.
She already wears those cool leather jackets.
Yeah, I like her. Listen, I like the jacket, her jacket game. I like when you wear a winter jacket as a sport coat. I enjoy that. I like doing it myself. Why are you laughing? Because are you saying
the winter jacket as a sports?
Well, or a light jacket.
The puffy one?
No, not the puffy one.
Old
But
North
when
Face.
I was a young man, one of my looks was biker leather jacket and a tie,
skinny knit tie.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was the '80s. So we had the skinny knit ties.
Those were ugly, weren't they?
Yeah,
Even
they
then,
were.
you're like, I gotta wear
No,
that.
I don't know. I thought it was wonderful because I was doing stand-up comedy, and everybody I knew that was doing stand-up comedy had the thin ties, and most of them were knit. But I think that when I wore the leather biker jacket, I would make sure it was a black tie that was kind of silk because it would work with the white shirt. I thought I was really cool, and there are at least 2 out of 50,000 women who agreed with me. So I think it worked. I mean, I did have cystic acne at the time, so I needed a fashion game. Something along those lines.
I don't know, but if you wore the wrong color tie, then the acne might have popped out more.
Well, that's why I
Like
didn't
wear,
make a
like,
mistake.
no, like
I wasn't
reds.
going to wear like pink or red because it would clash with my face. I have fashion sense.
Oh, you couldn't wear like polka dots in the tie either, too, because it would be like, oh, okay.
Well,
dots.
although maybe it would distract. You never know. It could be very late at night when somebody realizes, oh my God, your face.
It's a leper.
That's how I felt. That is how I felt. And that's why I took the miracle drug that I think made me go bald. But I didn't care about
The
that.
Accutane.
Accutane back then.
I had a friend in high school who took it, and he seemed to go a little loopy.
Little loopy. It didn't make me loopy. And if it was your friend, that was long after I was the first generation that could try it. And it was so, like, they didn't know a whole lot about it. And I had to go get my blood tested once a week while I was on it. I don't know what the fear was. But I do remember them saying that there's a possibility you could lose your hair later on in life. And let me tell you something. When you're 23, 22, and your face is full of acne, you don't care what's going to happen.
You're taking that bet.
I'm taking that bet. And now it's paid off. I don't
was
have
it like
I don't
one
have
of-
acne, but I'm bald. What do
Was
you
it
want?
one of the million side effects, too? I mean, I'm sure there's like 100
No,
other
it
side
wasn't
effects.
like that. Back then, you couldn't advertise things like. Oh, I guess they could have, but they didn't. It wasn't known well enough to advertise. So it was just actually a doctor saying, "Hey, there's this, this, and this."
Okay, so it's only like
and
3
we
or
have to
4
monitor your
things instead of,
blood.
like 10 or 15.
No, because they're just trying not to be sued. They're just trying not to be sued. That's why when you can watch a thing about antihistamine, some kind of drug like that, something that helps you with your allergies, and there'll be like 15 seconds of possible side effects. That's so that they don't get sued. That's why they can come along with a brand new vaccine and say, no problem, because they couldn't get sued, so they didn't have to tell you about any side effects. But from what I understand, there were none, and it all worked out just fine. Andrew Seco is checking the ride around 285.
Worst of it right now, Eric, looks to be as you're leaving Doraville 285 East, the inner loop. That's always a tough spot by Spaghetti Junction from 85 meets 285 right there in DeKalb. Seeing the brake lights from Beaver Highway all the way down towards Ponce de Leon Avenue, exit 40. Got a tough ride through here. On the north side through Sandy Springs, might have something jamming up 285 westbound between 400 and Riverside Drive, exits 24. And then you're right by the home of the Braves, north and southbound. Earlier trouble's gone, but we have scatter brake lights either direction, taking you from Smyrna Vinings all the way down towards I-20 on the west side. How are things looking to the northeast, Sydney Darden?
A little bit better. First, that better news, delays completely gone. 78 eastbound near Memorial Drive after a crash was previously blocking all lanes. Eastbound, merging off Spaghetti Junction, you are a little stop and go around exit 99 at Jimmy Carter Boulevard, but not too bad headed towards that 85 Highway 316 split. Once you get on Highway 85 or I-85, you will be seeing some more brake lights, a little bit of a slow spot leaving Sugarloaf Parkway. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Protect your turf from termites. Call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda's proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
No need to be afraid of bugs.
At Shane Company, we love a spring engagement, but you might be wondering, how do I find the perfect engagement ring? As a trusted family jeweler since 1929, we get asked this a lot. We have a wide selection of ring settings, like vintage designs with romantic details, floral settings inspired by nature, and classic styles with clean lines and sleek metals. Dreaming of the most beautiful diamond you've ever seen? At Shane Company, we handpick only the sparkliest center stones in all shapes and sizes, from oval to round to marquise, and more. We have gorgeous natural and lab-grown diamonds at competitive prices, in-store, ready to compare side by side. Drawn to certain colors? We're known for our rainbow of vivid natural sapphires, including shades of blue, straight out of a fairy tale, handpicked by our owner, Tom Shane. At Shane Company, we have the best free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, plus resizing, repairs, and cleanings for life. Visit us at shaneco.com or in store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. It's going to be the summer of road work in Metro Atlanta.
In some cases, you'll have 24/7 paving somewhere in the city of Atlanta.
There will be extensive road work just about everywhere.
With major Atlanta events like the World Cup on the horizon, transportation officials say now is the time to make needed repairs to area roads. Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says the downtown connector, I-285, I-20, and more will all get fresh asphalt this summer.
If you can drive it, if you can have the map of the perimeter, if you can throw a dart, you're going to hit an area that we're going to be resurfacing.
Atlanta DOT also plans to pave a list of city roads. They'll carry out work during the day while GDOT will pave at night. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
83 degrees in Atlanta. It could be a wet weekend, which does include Mother's Day.
It'll bring widespread rain showers, and the rain will be consistent for Saturday, Sunday into Monday.
Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Some residents in one Atlanta neighborhood will soon have more access to fresh foods.
The new Lila Valley Community Farm is a partnership between Atlanta Housing and the Foodwell Alliance. Dr. Alan Ferguson with Atlanta Housing says,
by cultivating this space with garden beds, orchards, and flowers, we're excited to build out a new housing farm model aimed at strengthening healthier communities with holistic approaches.
Celeste Lomax lives right next to the farm site and says she's thrilled.
It's amazing, and it just makes my heart sing.
There are also plans to build affordable housing in the area in the coming years. In Southeast Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
New this hour, a Clayton County correctional officer is fired for attacking a jail inmate. Sheriff Levon Allen says Officer Darius Roberts and the inmate got into an argument, and the officer struck the inmate several times before slamming him to the ground and using a taser on him. Other officers had to break up the altercation. Roberts is charged with battery, simple assault, and violation of oath of office. He had been with the department for less than a year. Murder suspects from Memphis hiding in Metro Atlanta are arrested in Marietta. Officer Chuck McPhillamy with Marietta Police says they were found at a home on Crest Ridge Drive, and that's not all they found.
While our investigators were serving the original search warrant, multiple narcotics were located in plain sight.
The two murder suspects are arrested along with two other women. All face drug charges in Marietta. The men wanted for murder are likely headed back to Memphis to face murder charges there. New money in the fight against opioids in Metro Atlanta. Cobb County now accepting their first round of applications for funding from the county's opioid abatement trust.
We're looking for organizations who are willing to work in Cobb County that can work on harm reduction initiatives, treatment initiatives, prevention, and recovery.
Nick Adams, who chairs the county's Opioid Abatement Council, says there's nearly $8 million currently available from the county, but more money is expected over the coming years from opioid lawsuit settlements. A roundtable discussion in Atlanta today to talk about the potential impact of cuts to programs helping vulnerable kids.
Parents whose Medicaid grants help their 10-month-old with leukemia. A mother whose twins' access to Head Start lets her earn a living during the day. Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson says he's hearing firsthand what Republican program cuts could jeopardize.
It's a very serious dilemma our country faces now. Are we going to invest in people, or are we going to give tax cuts to those at the top?
He's also struck by how many medical and service provider livelihoods are at stake.
There's so many people whose jobs it is to deliver these services.
Johnson says he's fighting to keep these programs. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Governor Kemp says the state budget he's signing today shows Georgia is nothing like California, New York, or Illinois.
Here in Georgia, we're keeping government in check, cutting taxes, and returning money to where it belongs, back to hard-working Georgians.
Kemp says the budget makes important investments in education, public safety, and health care. It is now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Saying hello to our friends down on the south side. Got some volume in and out of McDonough through Locust Grove and Stockbridge. 75 north and south. See the brake lights from Bill Gardner Parkway all the way up towards I-675 in Stockbridge. Bit of a tough one here as you are leaving and entering the area. We do have some spots on I-20 leaving the perimeter towards the Mall of Stonecrest. You're slow eastbound from 285 down towards Evans Mill Road. That's exit number 74. And as we're looking through Midtown, downtown, we got a little bit of a delay. Looking like a lot of volume here northbound. They catch you at East Point all the way up through the heart of Midtown. Southbound, we're seeing the delays on 400 proper, stretching you all the way down 85. On and off that brake pedal on your way down towards I-20. That's exit 247. Looks like we had some trouble. We were about to sign the all clear, but local authorities told us maybe not right now, Cindy Darden.
Yeah, maybe not. Still got a left lane blocked 75 southbound as you're approaching the perimeter right before exit 260 to Windy Hill over in Cobb County. It was a crash. It's been in and out of that left lane for the past hour or so right now. Still causing you delays as you make your way towards 285. Elsewhere, though, in the northwest, that 575-75 split not looking too bad for a Friday afternoon. On and off that brake pedal just a little bit. It does break apart by the time you get to Highway 92. From the Colt Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, continuing to cool into the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. Rain showers arrive early tomorrow morning. They'll continue through the afternoon, high 65. More rain on the way for Sunday, morning low 58, afternoon high 67. Widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms for Monday, high 71, but drying out on Tuesday, partly cloudy, high 75.
80 in Marietta, 83 in Brazelton, 78 in Fayetteville. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Of course, hour 3 always corresponds with the 5 o'clock hour, which means it's time for our next keyword in the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. Mind you, someone won $1,000.
Kathy, she won in the 2
Kathy, everybody, Kathy won. Kathy, she won $1,000.
Oh, wow.
Kathy Rogan, ladies and gentlemen.
That's me. Hi, guys. I can't believe I won. I love your show.
This hour's keyword is break for the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. BREAK. Break. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBradio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, I'll speak slowly. That keyword is break. You got it?
Can you use it in a sentence for Kathy?
I broke my watch yesterday.
Nope, that's
Past
not
tense.
Oh.
Kathy?
You can call me Kitty Cat.
Kitty Cat? I'm sorry, but I have to break up with you.
Oh, you don't mean that.
I do.
Oh, you're a devil.
I'm just kidding around.
I know you are.
I'd never leave you. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Again, that
All right, I'm going to let you get back to your show, okay?
Well, thank you. Thank you. I like
Bye-bye.
that. She gives me my space. Again, that keyword is break. BREAK. ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Hey. Oh, no, we're not doing that. What do you do? George, what is Friday? What are you taking the way? George Stein,
Eric.
There he is. He's here.
Justice has a way of helping people.
George Stein, unfortunately, he had a plane, and the plane was late.
Yeah, he was heading down to Miami for the weekend.
So,
Miami.
wait a minute. Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he was going to join us.
From Miami
Yes.
when he got there by phone.
But he's still in the air.
So instead, we
Come
have.
on, Eric. Tell us what's happening.
Well, you kind of were.
I was trying to. What's going on with you, George? You all right?
Don't blame George.
I'm not blaming George.
Just my show sheet here says one thing and I've been told another. And
you're saying it's not a very well-produced show. Is that what you're saying? the
never
ducks
say
are
that.
not in line, is what you're saying. Okay, I get it. I'm going to blame Jared.
Should.
You can take
I'm
it.
an easy target.
Yeah, you can take it.
Come
you
on.
Can take it. Come on. Yeah, absolutely.
Water off my
It's
back.
always.
Let's go.
It's always Jared, because he'll get drunk later on. He won't even know.
Oh, he doesn't think about the show. As soon as he's out this door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, what am I supposed to
Smart.
believe that you and Autumn do nothing but stew about the next show?
I'm always looking for content.
I know that.
And topics.
What about Autumn?
I'm always in the Slack adding,
Yeah, you know,
stories and-
it gets on my nerves. She's throwing so
I
many
know.
ideas at me, and then I got to say no, and then she cries. And all right, Yamamoto, what's the buzz? Tell us all what's happening.
Well, I know with Pope Leo being announced yesterday.
Leo?
People were really.
Whoa!
It's Lido. I love it though.
People were really wanting to know where his sports fandom lies, and
Well, he's
they've-
from Chicago, so I imagine it's the Bears and the Cubs
You'll be
and or White
surprised.
Sox.
You'll be surprised.
Villanova. He went to Villanova.
That's right, but here's
Blackhawks.
the controversy was between whether or not he was a Cubs fan,
Or
or
a
is
what-
a Cubs fan, or is a White Sox
Well,
fan.
Are there any White Sox fans left, or they've been terrible
The
for what?
Pope
How long?
is in fact a White Sox fan, so Cubs fans
I'll
are
tell you
upset
what.
about it.
No, I'll tell you why. The Cubs fans shouldn't be, because that's right on brand. See, he picked the name Leo, Pope Leo, because the last Pope Leo was a Pope of the people, and so he would want to be a fan of the team whose fans are most distressed and need the most healing. So it makes sense to me. Why be a Cubs fan? They got their World Series. They're good for another 100 years.
That's right.
So the White Sox, they used to win them quite frequently, actually,
Yeah,
for a little while.
so
Didn't they? Didn't they win a couple?
They won a couple.
Yeah.
They dug up a photo of him from the 2005.
They dug it up?
They dug it up.
Was it in one? What do you call it?
Oh,
Time
it was
capsule?
a time capsule. Yes, they
Yeah.
found it, and they're like, oh, look, because everybody's trying to find dirt on him to figure out whether or not he was, like I guess bad or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's
Dirt.
just it's the way it is
That's what
now.
they do.
So
The internet tries
that's
to-
what
Oh, they're
they
trying to
do.
find out if I'm woke or something, but
Yeah.
you know.
You don't have to. His brother Leo. spilling the tea all over the place. Have you seen that guy?
Who? Frank?
I guess Leo's brother.
Is it Frank telling spilling the tea? By
He's
the
of
way,
a certain persuasion,
Is that-
and
yes.
he is telling all of the things.
Oh,
about him, about,
really? I
what
didn't
kind
know
of
that.
sports fan he is.
Oh, okay.
What kind of stuff he's
well,
done.
you know what it is this guy's not going to give many interviews like that because he doesn't
Right.
want people to know he has a Chicago accent. It's not very Pope-like.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's a blabbermouth. I've been telling him that since we were in school and we were young kids. He was a tattletale. He was always telling Mom and Dad what I was doing wrong.
Pope Leo, you got to be above it. You gotta
I
be
am above
You're
it,
Leo
but that's
now.
who he is. I'm not his brother anymore. I'm Leo.
You're everybody's father.
I'm his
now.
Pope, yeah.
That's right. So he needs to show some respect. I saw that the brother was saying some stuff, but I didn't
It's
actually
nothing bad.
click
it's
on
kinda
it.
cute.
Right. Yeah. They love each other. They're brothers,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good.
It's all good.
Deep dish and the hot dogs
And White Sox.
and the White Sox. I think that my explanation is the explanation. The White Sox.
Well, you got Pope Leo here.
The White Sox fan is the most distressed fan in need of
They
counsel.
need a lot of help.
They sure do.
Like Bills fans.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh.
Well,
Wow.
we knock on the door, Pope Leo. I mean,
Yeah, but
we
you
might-
never make it over the threshold, do you?
No, we haven't.
Bears have.
Once.
Well, that's
Okay.
one time more than the Bills have.
Pope Leo, could you explain 28-3 to me, please? Why did that happen?
Well, God loved Tom Brady more than he loved anybody else.
It appears to be true. By the way, Tom Brady lying his head off. So you have to understand, this is not a sports show. You know that. But Tom Brady owns 10% of the Raiders. And Tom Brady has known Shedeur Sanders since he was like 12 years old or something, maybe even younger than that because of Deion. And Tom Brady apparently, like through his high school career, would help him out, give him tips, maybe, kind of throw with him, things like that. They've known each other. They've talked to each other the way through. Now, Tom Brady owns 10% of the Raiders, and the Raiders need a quarterback. And the Raiders passed on Shedeur Sanders 7 times in the draft. And he was on a podcast the other day, and he said, well, I had nothing to do with that decision. That is a lie. We have Tom Brady, and he now owns part of the team. Nobody asked him about who we should pick for quarterback.
Turns out he only works with the linebackers.
Is that
Brady
what
only gives his influence on linebackers.
And especially if he's known this one quarterback in the draft since he was like 8 years old, and he's worked with him through high school. Nobody in this organization had better ask the greatest quarterback of all time what he thinks. It's such a lie. That's why he's not a good broadcaster, because he won't let it out. Troy Aikman will say, hey, that's a stupid call, or I'm getting tired of this. These refs are getting out of control, or a quarterback that could be a friend. Oh, that was a stupid thing to do. And this guy, he needs to get that attitude that he used to have whenever he was playing my Buffalo Bills. I guarantee, this is the thing, I've said this before, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, more difficult to dislike Patrick Mahomes, even though my team, the Bills, keep running into them and can't get past them, than Tom Brady, because it's about attitude. This is what I know. Patrick Mahomes is like, hey, check this out. That's cool. Wow, hey, that's fun. Tom Brady, before he would walk into an opponent's stadium, would think to himself, I want to make little children cry today. I'm telling you, I've seen it in his personality, and sometimes you can see it come through. I saw one time when the Raiders were coming out to a game after he was part of the owner, and he's standing in the hallway, and he's saying to them, go ruin their day. Go ruin their day. Like, he thought about the 5-year-old kid who's a fan of the other team, whose dad just took him to his first game, the 7-year-old, the 8-year-old. And in his mind, I'm going to make that little kid cry. And if he wants to be a good broadcaster, he needs to bring that. He needs to say, hey, you know what? I know Shedeur, and they asked me about it, and I said, no, I think he's a backup quarterback. He's not going to make. Obviously, who is going to believe that nobody in that organization, when they had 7 shots to get him, asked about this guy he's known his whole life? So I'm giving you advice. Jeff Garland just let you know that I'm a great broadcaster. Tom Brady, I'm giving you advice. You got to put on the old game day, I'm going to make a 7-year-old kid cry attitude if you want to be as good in the booth as you were on the field. Andrew Seco is watching the brake lights through downtown.
That we are, making things really tough north and southbound on the downtown connector. 75-85 really locked up right now. Some extra volume for your Friday afternoon commute. Northbound, we are jammed back towards East Point at Lakeford Parkway, slowing all the way up towards 17th Street. Southbound, trouble starting on 400 proper, slowing all the way into 85, taking you down onto I-20. It's exit 247, really tough ride through here. Circle in the city, find the worst of it leaving Doraville. 285 East. You're slow all the way down to the Stone Mountain Freeway. Might have something jamming you up right where 400 meets 285 in Sandy Springs. Some extra brake lights for this point in the afternoon. We're on the outer 285 westbound between Peachtree, Dunwoody Road over towards Riverside Drive. That's exit number 24. Taking a look at the ever-important I-20 is Sydney Darden.
Yeah, the worst of your delays still over on the east side, coming off 285, on off that brake pedal past exit 68 to Wesley Chapel Road, I-20 eastbound, really slowing you down on your way to Stonecrest. On the west side, similar story, really feeling that pinch around Fulton Industrial as you approach 285. Just be ready to use caution, give yourself a few extra minutes. Traffic brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Shop premium protein at Whole Foods Foods Market. Prime members save 20% on a no antibiotics ever New York strip steak through May 13th. While supplies last, you can shop in-store or online. Terms apply. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks.
This is history in the making, and it's an awe-inspiring sight to see what's going on right now in Vatican City.
We've got it covered.
The window's opening, and the Cardinal Dean is stepping out onto the balcony.
Tune in often for the latest.
Cardinal Robert Prevost, he will choose for himself the name Pope Leo XIV.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Looking for ways to save on your energy bill? This is Scott Slate. Well, the first step is knowing how much energy you're using. With Georgia Power's My Power Usage tool, you can check your daily energy consumption and see how even slight adjustments can help lower your energy bill. Turning off your lights when not in use, caulking and weather stripping windows and doors, washing full loads of clothes in cold water can all make a difference. Check out the resources that can help manage your energy usage at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
All right. Have we exhausted whatever the last thing we were talking about was?
Well,
Can we move on to the next thing?
Figure we go from one sports story to another because.
Why not? I mean, after all, this
sure.
is known as the premier sports show
95.5
in America.
The Sack.
Here we are.
The Sack.
Yeah, whatever. Throw sports at me. I don't care. Autumn loves sports. Woof. All right, go ahead.
UNC is denying Bill Belichick's girlfriend has been banned from their football facilities. There was a report earlier that said that she had been banned, but everything appears to be okay.
Okay, remember what I said, even though this is not a sports show. Remember what I said last week. There's a good chance he doesn't coach one single game there, and I will almost guarantee he's gone after 1 year. With all of this stuff with the 24-year-old girlfriend and all that,
She's helping coach up the team.
He now represents UNC. They are a public institution. It's different. And how your reputation is, you're trying to get graduates. You're competing with other schools in your class for, the best minds to come there. There's an image. And so this, I would say, my response to this is, and so it begins. Because that story did not come from a whole cloth. Somebody there, somebody wrote up a letter.
Duke did it. I blame Duke.
Okay.
That rivalry goes way back.
As a Tar Heel.
I know what Duke does.
He doesn't need Duke's help looking like a moron right now. He's doing just fine.
You don't think Jordan's out there helping with the drills?
We've looked at it.
Yeah. Belichick pushed back.
She's very helpful.
And they pulled back. And I will just say this. If you don't think that there's a whole lot of discussion going on right now in I'm not real familiar with how college, I know there's an athletic director, but whatever their version of the front office is from the NFL, if you don't think there's somebody there going, well, what the hell do you pay me for? What am I'm telling you right now that this is not good. There are discussions going on behind the scenes, and I never guarantee anything, but let me put it this way. I would be surprised to find out that there aren't people on that staff who want him gone and are getting more and more support for their position as the weeks go on. Because she's now fighting with, who is she fighting with online? Oh, RG3. He's now a pundit. He has his own podcast and stuff.
Yeah, I guess he got let go from ESPN.
Right. So he tweeted or whatever it is. And he
posted on X.
He posted something about how this is a distraction for Bill Belichick. She posted back at him and started having a back and forth with RG3. This is all on UNC now, and he ain't won nothing there. He revealed himself as a crank after like 3 Super Bowl rings with one team. He had 2 before he got there. So I would be surprised to find out that discussions are not going on right now about who runs this campus. The athletic director, somebody else, or this guy's girlfriend.
If it wasn't Duke, Eric, it was NC State. Those are some rivalries that run deep right there.
They're not good.
This is a Tar Heel
the
talking.
Wolfpack.
Andrew Seco is checking on 285. He's doing it for you.
Doing the best I can right now, seeing the worst of it as you're leaving Doraville, 285 East Valley Inner Loop. You are jammed up here from I-85 down towards Ponce de Leon Avenue. That's exit number 40. The outer loop through Sandy Springs, not any better. Heavy delays might have some trouble here off to the shoulder, but the brake light's taking you westbound from Chamberlain Dunwoody Road all the way down towards Riverside Drive is exit 24. And might be time to sound the travel advisory for a new trouble spot into Midtown. Right lane's knocked out, several of them looking really tough. Delays spilling onto 85 and forward to proper. We're on 85 south right at the 75 northbound merge. That's exit number 85. Taking a look at our ride for our neighbors to the south side at Sidney Darden.
And we just found something new. It's a stalled vehicle involving a tractor trailer, 75 northbound, just near exit 212 to Bill Gardner Parkway, knocking out one center lane, possibly 2 as authorities start to arrive on scene to help it get off to the shoulder. So just be prepared for those delays. Maybe worth hopping on to Highway 42 instead. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Just want to pop back in here to remind you that this hour's keyword for the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz is BREAK. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Let me paint you a picture. You're standing in the kitchen of your new home, coffee in hand, sunlight pouring in, boxes mostly unpacked. Feels good, right? Now imagine your old home. Oh, it's still there, but instead of stressing about it, you know that Orchard is handling everything. Repairs, showings, upgrades, the works. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and this is not a fantasy. Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy first, move first, breathe first. And while you're living your best unpacked life, they're busy selling your old home for top dollar. Here's the twist. When it sells for more, and most of the time it does, you get that bonus too. That's 2 paydays. Not a gimmick, not a hack, just smart. That's Orchard. Why wait for tomorrow's money when you can have it today and tomorrow? Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, money is on the way to deal with the opioid crisis. Cobb County is now taking applications from organizations that want to help.
Local organizations addressing treatment, recovery, harm reduction, and prevention can apply for a share of the $7.9 million currently in the county's Opioid Abatement Trust. One of those organizations applying is the Davis Direction Foundation in Marietta. CEO Missy Owens says,
we help them get back on their feet. We help them have everything that they need until they can get to a point where they are self-sufficient again.
The application window runs through July 11th. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
83 degrees in Atlanta. It may not be a great weekend for outdoor plans. When does it finally dry out? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. It is going to be a busy summer of road work across Metro Atlanta.
We will have a very robust resurfacing program going on this summer.
Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says just about every major interstate and state highway will get a fresh coat of pavement. The improvements come as the city gets ready to host several big events next year, including the World Cup. The city of Atlanta will conduct its paving work during the day, while GDOT will pave during the overnight hours. MARTA's Georgia World Congress Center CNN station is getting a new name. MARTA board member Thomas Worthy says they're changing it to the Sports, Entertainment, and Convention Extension District, or SEC rail station, ahead of big events happening in 2026.
We know that FIFA would like to see the renaming within 6 months of the World Cup, which is why the January 1st date was put in there.
Worthy also says the change is needed with the CNN Center being redeveloped. First responders are learning a lot about mental health during a meeting in Marietta this week.
About 150 first responders from across the state have come together to bring awareness to stress and mental health.
Raising awareness for the cumulative stress that can happen to any first responder in an attempt to better serve our own communities.
Chuck Maphilamy has been with Marietta Police, and he's attending the conference. He adds that police, fire, and other public safety professionals are learning about much-needed tools that can help them deal with the trauma they face every day. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
Former Atlanta Archbishop Wilton Gregory is among the cardinals speaking today about the new pope. Cardinal Gregory hopes the election of Pope Leo XIV will be a sign of unity for the world.
We can reach across our differences in culture, language, country, nationality, and work together to solve the problems that are there.
Gregory served as Archbishop of Atlanta until 2019. Pope Leo held his first Mass this morning. Burger chain Shake Shack says it's opening a new support center at the Battery in Cobb County. The restaurant chain already has one support center in New York where it was founded, but says the new location will help fuel its next stage of growth. A new Shake Shack flagship restaurant opens at the Battery this summer. Atlanta's Alliance Theater premieres a new musical tonight that has some people believing it might end up on Broadway.
Broadway actor and Marietta native Shuler Hensley plays the bad guy in the new musical Millions.
We did a workshop of this about 8 years ago in New York.
Hensley says Broadway could be the next stop.
From very early on, that was always their intention.
It happened before with The Color Purple, Prom, and Tuck Everlasting.
The Alliance has that pedigree. They have a number of shows, especially recently, that have gone on to Broadway.
Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 5:34, and this news is sponsored by John Foy and Associates. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
And we got that trouble spot in the heart of Midtown. Only a right lane blocked right now. Was a couple, but we're still slowing and going by this crash. 85 south, right at I-75, exit 85. Feeling the pinch all the way back into Buckhead, mixing with the volume. We got a jammed ride as you leave 85 on near 400. You may want to plan for some extra commute time. If you are in a hurry, you may want to hop on the Buford Spring Connector. That'll save you just a little bit of time. Here it is, putting the pinch on a ride in and out of downtown. Southbound, making it really tough for, like I said, back into Brookhaven. Northbound, the brake light still taking you from East Point and Lankford Parkway, dragging you all the way up, slowing and going in those brake lights all the way up towards 10th Street. That's exit number 250. It looks like we have a new trouble spot down in the south side, Cindy Darden.
Yeah, stalled tractor trailer in the one center lane, 75 northbound, just near exit 212 to Bill Gardner Parkway. We also have authorities on scene partially blocking another center lane, so it's going to be slowing you down as you make your way towards McDonough. You may want to hop on Highway 4223 in the meantime, just to get around those delays. Stop and go through McDonough again as you make your way towards Stockbridge at 675-75 split from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, continuing to cool into the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. Rain showers arrive early tomorrow morning. They'll continue through the afternoon, high 65. More rain on the way for Sunday, morning low 58, afternoon high 67. Widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms for Monday, high 71, but drying out on Tuesday, partly cloudy, high 75.
85 in Scottsdale, 77 in Canton, and 81 in Hampton. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
If you've been in a wreck, trust the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. I personally recommend John Foy since I've had the pleasure of personally getting to know him. We've been to a Braves game together, had lunch, and what I've taken away from each of our visits is respect. Respect for how much he cares and wants to help people. John Foy's compassion is what I appreciate. Trust isn't a given, it's earned, and John Foy has earned my trust. I recommend John Foy and Associates at johnfoy.com.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Swanee. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us on Wednesday, May 14th, near the Walmart off Interstate 85 here in Swanee from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
Turn your backyard into your family's favorite hangout to have fun, entertain, and celebrate the summer in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now, shop the Memorial Day hot tub sale. Instant rebates up to $2,500 or a free audio upgrade on select models. Hurry, offer ends May 27th. You'll be so glad you went to Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
When you decide to buy a natural diamond, remember Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort is an authorized Hearts on Fire jeweler. Every Hearts on Fire diamond is a piece of art, carefully and thoughtfully selected and crafted, worthy of the kind of special occasions that come along a few times in a lifetime. My friends at Tara Fine Jewelry will show you how to accurately compare diamonds with their famous personal service, so you'll know you're making a good decision. You'll see why I've been a Tara Fine Jewelry customer for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
All right, Yamamoto, what's the buzz? Tell us all what's happening.
Trump appoints Fox News host Judge Jeanine as top prosecutor in D.C.
She was a judge.
I know that she was a judge. I will say this. It's been how long now since I have not watched any 24-hour news networks? Like at least 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
Yeah, so, but before that, like everybody else in any kind of like responsive media, responding to the trend, whatever, I used to watch CNN and Fox. I'd keep up to date with all of it. And then I realized this is ruining my life. And so for 7 years, I have not watched 1 second of one 24-hour news network ever. But I do remember with Judge Jeanine, a very odd thing. When Judge Jeanine would be on, she had a show on Fox, and I think it was on the weekends or something. I can't remember. But the one thing I remember is she's very loud. And what I found, no matter how much I turned down the volume, Judge Jeanine stayed at the same level. Like there was no, you couldn't turn her down.
She's exactly the same now.
Oh, really? It's
She's
like
exactly
the volume
same.
control does not work when Judge Jeanine is talking.
Yeah, she does not know how. She does not have a quiet mode.
I would love to be a fly on the wall the first day that she walks into the. First of all, how long has it been since she was a judge?
Good question.
So she's a little out of practice, a little rusty.
And
But
you have to put her like through double rooms too, because you're going to be able to hear her through the other room. She's so damn loud.
So people in the courtroom next door will be like, "Are you talking to me?" No, that's not us. That's Judge Jeanine in the next.
It'd be like you think
the next courtroom over.
You think our boss is loud with the office closed like that? Judge Jeanine puts that to shame.
When she walks in with all of that Fox News energy into like the DC court circuit, whatever. It's probably pretty boring.
She was a judge. She was a district attorney from 97 to 2001. She quit that to run against Hillary Clinton in the Senate, but she dropped out and then lost attorney general to
So was she ever a
Cuomo.
judge? Is that a TV thing? She
No,
was a district
judge-
attorney, but was she a judge?
She was elected as a judge of Westchester County in 1990.
So it's been
and then she was a DA after
been
that.
a long time since she was a judge. You
Same
know,
Constitution.
now that I see this, and I was kind of laughing that Colin Kaepernick says he's ready to get back in the NFL. I'm like, he's gonna be kind of rusty, but if Judge Jeanine can just jump right back
Yeah.
into the judge game, maybe Colin can just jump right back into the QB game.
I wonder what Fox News is going to do. I mean, they're literally getting people
I
plucked
know.
left and right.
Hey, Trump, you're like stealing from.
They'll have to hire new journalists. They're all coming out of schools. They got the woke mind virus.
Yeah.
Woke mind virus. She's from Elmira, New York. Great town.
Oh yeah, Elmira.
Yeah.
Mark Twain's buried there.
He died there.
I know.
So is Hal Roach.
Hal Roach was he was the guy who put together the hold on, give me time. Our Gang.
Beautiful Little Rascals.
The Little Rascals.
They called it Our Gang. I call it Little Rascals.
How come it's called both things?
It's called Our Gang, but when it got put on TV, they changed it to Little
So
Rascals.
it was one of those things you'd watch before a movie,
Uh-huh.
and it was Our Gang, and then it was the Little Rascals. And did you know there was a murderer? Well, I shouldn't say that because I believe that he beat the rap. But Robert Blake, Beretta.
Yeah, he
was
a
one of the Little Rascals. I think
Yeah.
it was toward the end that he joined.
So was the guy who played Perry White in the first Superman. He was one of the Little Rascals.
I
too.
don't know who. Oh, Perry White.
Well,
Is that the guy who runs the paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. With the hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody knows what the hell we're talking about.
Well, how about Spanky McFarlane?
I don't. Well,
He was
maybe.
on Cheers before he died.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Did he play himself?
He was sitting at the bar, and Cliff came over and, hey, aren't you buckwheat?
See, the only
Was
Little
Buckwheat
Rascals.
murdered? Is that true, or is that like a
No,
urban
Alfalfa
myth?
was murdered.
Oh, okay. Well, then somebody was murdered.
Somebody
Did
stole
Robert
his-
Blake do it?
No, someone stole his dog, I think, and he went and got in a fight and he got stabbed.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right after the movie
It's a Wonderful Life?
Wonderful Life. Hey!
Oh, that's right. He is in that. He's the guy who goes, what does he say?
Hey!
Hey, he it's like, and I got the key, and he's
I
like,
got the
"Oh,"
key.
He turns the.
Why don't you go bother somebody else?
Wait, so the original Little Rascals is not 1994?
No.
You'd be surprised to find out that there actually was. Now, I think the 94 Rascals are considered the best Rascals.
Oh, hands down. I remember watching that movie and loved. I watched it over and
I would
over
you
and over.
What? Really? Was it good?
Well, because I was 5.
Well, I mean, was it good? I don't know.
I don't know. I was 5.
I remember liking it as well.
You liked it as
Thank you,
well.
George.
Well, if it's a kid's movie, they like it. It's good, right?
It was a nice break. It was
Right.
It's a good guy movie or a good boy movie.
Yeah, oh,
A
yeah.
good guy movie? What are you like hanging out with your bros?
Okay,
Hey.
compared. Yes, thank you, George.
Hey! After nap time, when we get home, you want to put on the Rascals?
Sweet. Compared to like Little Mermaid and stuff, I remember like hanging out with friends and they put on Sleeping
Yeah.
Beauty or Little. I'm like, stupid. I don't want to watch this. This is
you hate that
dumb.
much as Rachel Zegler does. I don't watch Snow White. That
pretty damn close.
By the way, Jackie Cooper is the name of that actor.
Who
played in the Superman movie, but was also
Jackie Cooper. That was a real actor.
Yeah,
he was
that's-
like a known actor. He wasn't in some stupid TV show.
no, he was Superman.
No,
Superman's boss.
Jackie Cooper.
Yeah.
No, Jackie Cooper's an actor.
This
actor.
guy.
But that's not
Yes, he's Perry or whatever
the
his
one
name.
that was a child star.
He was a child star. He was on the Little Rascals, and he was also in Superman, the
Okay.
'78 one that you never saw.
Yeah, he got beat up as he was horribly mistreated as a child. He was in the Champ.
So sad.
The first one.
That's right. Is he the manager, John Voight's manager?
No.
he the kid?
Oh,
was
he's
the
in the
kid
original.
In the
Okay.
original,
Yeah.
the Champ,
Come
and
on,
the
Champ.
and then the guy who the famous Barry, something Barry,
Wallace
Beery. Beery. He was known. He hated kids. And so, like, he was really, like, when he starts crying in that movie and everything, it's like he really hates him. Apparently, this Wallace Beery guy, like, he had this everyman reputation in the 30s and 40s, these movies, and he was apparently just a bastard.
Real
Just
palooka, this guy.
Yeah, real palooka is what he was.
Jackie Cooper went on to direct a couple MASH.
The TV show?
Yes. And Magnum P.I.
The good ones or the terrible ones? The last one?
I wouldn't know.
The last MASH? It was a baby.
It was the best finale ever.
Now we're halfway home.
That's right.
Now we're halfway home.
That was the first disappointing
Finale
ever.
You think so?
You don't understand how someone your age
I
cannot.
understand, 'cause I
no, you
remember-
can't understand in this the way we only had. I'm just saying we only had 3 channels.
Well,
there was no video games. Congress recessed their session so that everybody could go home and watch the finale of MASH.
What? Really?
Yes.
Oh
See, that's
it
crazy.
was
That's incredible.
the biggest thing in the world.
Still one of the highest rated shows.
Yeah,
ever.
That's
and
where you
one of the
always
most
see it.
disappointing because they just turned it into this melodramatic.
They always put it up against Super Bowl ratings, and you would always see that. And then I
Yeah.
remember watching it and then not understanding the storyline. I'm like, oh, okay, like this doesn't. I don't understand why people like this.
Oh, right. What? Like, did you watch it on video or something when you
I
were?
remember watching it. Like, I think I watched the last episode on YouTube in
Right.
YouTube's early ages. I want to say it was like in the 2010
First of all,
or something
the
like that.
movie MASH was dark comedy. It was nothing like really the show. The show had a different sensibility about it. Although I would say the first couple of seasons of MASH were still pretty funny. It's a little bit like the movie. But then it just became more and more sort of
Social.
maudlin,
Yeah.
and and Alan Alda's like, why are we fighting?
Yeah.
Why are we fighting each other? Sounded like Eric von Hessler on one of his stupid anti-war rants. Andrew Seco is watching trouble on 75 in Henry County.
And I believe our friend Alex Williams called it the Von Hessler effect. We let you know about it. We plan it out, and as soon as we go on air, it's completely gone. I'm talking some good luck this Friday afternoon. All lanes back open, moving a lot better through Henry County. 75 northbound, you are looking a lot clear from Bill at Gardner Parkway on your way up towards the McDonough area. We are looking at what might be some new trouble heading by Six Flags over Georgia. You'll be staring at Goliath a couple extra minutes here. I-20 eastbound might have something big time jamming you up. Some heavy delays getting past Riverside Parkway. That's exit number 46. How are things looking through Midtown, downtown, Sydney Darden?
Well, we do have better news. That crash that was blocking a lane 85 southbound just before I-75 at the top of the downtown connector. It's now off to the shoulder. All lanes back open. That doesn't mean, though, that there are no delays through Midtown. Still a really rough ride past 14th Street, past 17th Street until you get to the top of the Grady curve. It does break apart just a little bit, but you're pretty much on and off the brake pedal by the time you get to I-20. Speaking of I-20, if you're merging on to I-85, you're really feeling that pinch around exit 244 University Avenue past I-20 until you get towards Midtown at the top of the Grady curve. From the Coolray Carey Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Oh my God.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
I am so much in need of that.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is Monday morning at 8.
The WSB 5K day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
For garage door repair, Metro Atlanta calls the real overhead door company of Atlanta. They're the ones with the red ribbon. They're the ones who've been here since 1935. Others try to copy the name but cannot match the level of service. The red ribbon means 85 years of trust and loyalty from Metro Atlanta homeowners. Always look for the red ribbon. It means you've got the genuine, the original overhead door company of Atlanta. Just call 404 USA Door.
How easy is it to save energy and money in 30 seconds? Let's count the ways. Power down unused devices. Swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs. Adjust your thermostat for the season. Change your air filter. Move furniture away from your vents. And turn off the lights when you leave a room. Georgia Power's more than just your power company. We're your saving sidekick. Get started at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Hey, get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value, and that's without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the entire hassle, get an all-cash offer, and close within days. That means no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. Just go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and then you can start packing.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of The Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'm bringing you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. We feature newsmaking interviews with the top guests on the whole planet. And I'll ask the questions you only dream of other interviewers asking. Do you like being informed, engaged, and entertained? Good. You are going to love Vince.
The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hey, it's Belinda. When I built my home 21 years ago, I called Arrow Exterminators. And guess what? Still no bugs. Spring pests are here. Termites, mosquitoes, ants. But Arrow's got you covered with the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available. And they offer a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com for your free pest inspection. And tell them Belinda sent ya.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You are wrong.
You are wrong. Tim,
I agree with you, Eric.
thank you. You can stay. George?
Thank
Of course, I agree with you.
Autumn, are you still with us? You still on the show?
No.
Okay.
She's been getting drunk.
What's the dog think?
Baby? Oh, he's not even in here.
Well, we might as well tell the
I'll
people.
let you know.
We'll let the people know what you're wrong about.
Oh, I'm right about this.
You're not. I know.
I'm so right.
I know what I know, my friend.
This is what they have.
Oh, I guess
maybe you ought to explain to people
All
what
right,
happened.
so,
What
Fox
are you?
News
Wait, so
comment-
see what happens with these alcoholics. We only have like an hour left.
I'm
he's
fine.
already
I'm
he's
not the
already
one-
thinking about drinking
I'm
and
not the one
boozing the
clinking
weekend
ice
away.
and stuff on the show.
One
Excuse
foot out
me.
the door, headed
That's
toward
right.
Billy Idol.
Yep.
Hold
oh,
on.
you're gonna go see Billy and Joan Jett.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Joan Jett still, man, she's still. There's 2 records of hers that I still play a lot. Love them. A lot.
Well, Fox News commentator Cameron Kinsey, she fainted live on air, and I've got
I
the
saw
audio.
this.
I got the audio of the moment here, and I think where our argument will start is at the very end.
This is what they have to do. They have to rewrite history because they had a failed campaign. They had a failed presidency. They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not about
That's not a word.
ideology or it's not about.
Give her a break. She's about to.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh my
So
God.
she just fell right down.
Right here.
We're just going to get some help here for Cameron. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be
There
right
you
back.
go.
Okay, so Jared Yamamoto, who obviously doesn't know much about television production.
Excuse me, I was a One America News contributor, so I do know a lot about
You used to sit here and they would go to you on remote and you would talk to that blonde.
Tommy Lahren.
That's right.
Wasted opportunity.
Well, my understanding is he wanted to keep partying. And, Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
No need to take a bypass here. Okay.
So you are saying that he did a terrible job, the host, because he should have immediately gone to
The
commercial.
second she falls
But in
over, go to break.
See, you're used to radio, where I could go, let's just go to a commercial, and George would just do it because I told him to, and then we'd figure it out later. Television, and I'm telling you, no matter how high up on the chain you are in television, the person in your ear, you don't surprise them that way. So if the person in the ear said, go to so-and-so, you just kind of go, you do what the person in the ear says. And the person, now maybe, so if you're saying somebody did it wrong, the director or whoever talks to him in his ear maybe should have said, let's just go to a commercial. But he, as the host, if he would have said that, he would have been staring at the camera awkwardly.
I think, hear me out on this one.
And by the way, who the hell expected it to happen? I think you're really...
But you have to have a procedure for that. And I think where I
Oh,
disagree...
really? Because it's going to happen once in 50 years?
Where I disagree with you on this respectfully, my dear sir...
Well, it better be respectful.
Is that Fox News controls their entire clock, meaning that it's their format, their clock. On a network like ABC or NBC... You're right. They're having to.
No, I'm right.
They're having exact times.
You're not listening to me.
Yeah, I am listening. I'm explaining a different perspective.
What I'm saying is, in television, the host doesn't.
Network TV.
The host doesn't make that call. The producers make that call.
I respectfully, I think.
I don't. You're. What you should be saying is the producer should have. But you don't listen to the producer and go, no, we're going to a commercial.
I'm saying with cable news, since they have
I get what you're
control-
saying. I'm saying that
You're just wrong.
No.
You should be directing it toward the producer had the ability to do that.
I blame
Not
Jonathan Hunt. He's
Well,
a jerk.
not Jonathan Hunt's fault, and she's okay, right? She came back.
She's okay.
Was she pregnant or anything, or no? That's what Shelley asked me. I don't know. I don't know why
Was
he
she
asked that.
pregnant or what? Or what you call it?
What you call it?
Are you doing an impression of Shelley Winter? Or are you doing an impression of Tim Andrews doing an impression of Shelley Winter? Andrew Seco is checking out trouble on 285.
That we are, as we circle the city just a little bit, seeing some delays as you're leaving Sandy Springs. 285 westbound might have something jamming the upper Roswell Road. That's exit 25. Going to get on the horn with the local non-emergency line here, see what we got cooking over here. As you leave Doraville, 285 eastbound, you're slow from Beaufort Highway down to the Stone Mountain Freeway. It's exit 39. Moving just fine the rest of the way, although a little bit of stoppage on the west side. 285 north, the inner loop from Langford Parkway up towards I-20. That's exit number 10. Speaking of I-20, looks like we had some trouble. Looks like it might be gone. What are we looking like right now, Sydney Darden?
Well, that trouble I-20 over on the west side, right past exit 44 to Thornton Road, was blocking one or two lanes now off to the shoulder. All lanes back open as you're making your way towards 285. But if things don't get better soon, you may want to just use US 78 in the meantime as an alternate. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Ashley Frasca here, and if you're not using Ragsdale, let me share with you what I know to be true about them. Ragsdale is who I know you can trust for all of your plumbing, electrical, and insulation needs. Our home stays cooler with blown-in insulation installed by Ragsdale. Our HVAC system is 5 years old, put in one day by Ragsdale's fabulous technicians, and we can enjoy watching the PGA on the back deck where the TV's plugged into an outside outlet installed by Ragsdale, so no need for clunky, ugly extension cords. Now is the best time to take advantage of up to $1,700 off a brand new Carrier home comfort system. And maybe the best part is that Ragsdale backs their work with their own 15-year parts and labor warranty on your system. Check them out for yourself. Ragsdale touts more than 10,000 reviews and a 4.9 Google rating, so you know they take care of their customers. Schedule at ragsdaleair.com or give one of their many friendly customer service reps a call. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Rates are up, rates are down. Every day it's something different. If you're curious about what's going on and when the best time will be to buy or refinance your home, call the experts I trust at MyLend. This is Scott Slade. There's a reason the guys and gals at MyLend are able to close loans that other local banks just can't. The folks at MyLend are local and somebody you can trust to make sure you get the best loan for your needs at the best rate. You don't have to take my word for it. Here are lines from some recent testimonials. MyLend kept me up to date and informed with every step of the way. They make you feel like you're one of the most important clients they have. MyLend specializes in home financing, and they've seen it all. So whether you want to access the equity in your home to pay for other debts, buy a new home, or anything else, MyLend is the place to call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Or online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. MyLend's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLend is an equal housing lender.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, you could be dodging construction cones this summer. Several roadways in metro Atlanta are getting upgrades.
Crews with both the Georgia and Atlanta Departments of Transportation will be out in force over the next few weeks as they pave major roadways like interstates along with city streets. Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says they hope to give Georgians a smooth ride ahead of next year's major events.
These world-class events coming to Atlanta had us really looking at some of the areas that are in dire need of resurfacing and those that are quickly coming up for it.
Road work on state roads will be conducted overnight, while Atlanta transportation crews will pave during the day. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. You could be dodging raindrops this weekend.
Sorry, Mom. It's going to rain on Mother's Day.
When does it start to dry out? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Local residents gather as a new community farm is planted in southeast Atlanta.
The new Leela Valley Community Farm is a historic project, according to Dr. Alan Ferguson with Atlanta Housing.
This area, this neighborhood, this community is right for people to come, for people to grow, and to people to thrive.
The 7.4-acre site will provide access to fresh local foods to residents who live in the area, like Celeste Lomax.
We're actually going to have this right in our backyard. I mean, who would not love that? Fresh food, community.
There are also plans to build affordable housing in the area in the coming years. In southeast Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
A Clayton County correctional officer accused of attacking an inmate at this jail. Officer Darius Roberts has been fired. Sheriff Levon Allen says Roberts and the inmate got into an argument when Roberts repeatedly punched the inmate, slamming him to the ground and tased him. Several employees had to restrain Roberts. He's now charged with battery, simple assault, in violation of his oath of office. Murder suspects from Memphis are arrested in Cobb County.
Gang investigators from Memphis, Tennessee reached out to our department to share with us that there may be 2 murder suspects hiding here within our city.
Officer Chuck McPhillamy with Marietta Police says they were found at a home on Crest Ridge Drive. While searching for the suspects, they also discovered drugs in plain sight. 2 others are arrested, all 4 now facing drug-related charges in Marietta. 2 of them likely to be headed back to Memphis to face murder charges. New money in the fight against opioids in Metro Atlanta. Cobb County is now accepting their first round of applications for funding from the county's opioid Abatement Trust. Missy Owen, CEO of the Davis Direction Foundation in Marietta, says they are applying for the money.
It will allow us to continue to give people seeking recovery or maintaining recovery the resources and the support they need to continue that journey.
There's nearly $8 million currently available from the county. A Georgia congressman leads a discussion in Decatur today over concerns about the potential impact of cuts to social services.
Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson says Republican proposals cut at least $1.5 trillion from programs including Medicaid, SNAP, Head Start, and child care. Among his roundtable, health care and service providers who would lose their jobs, parents whose leukemia-stricken baby needs Medicaid grants.
A point that was made by one of the providers is that if these cuts take place, then literally people will die.
Johnson says it's clear these investments pay off, and he asks if America wants to go down the road of snatching safety nets from families who need them most. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Balloons will be released into the sky tonight in memory of a 10-year-old girl who was killed when a tree fell on her family's home in southwest Atlanta during the storms last weekend. Family and friends will gather at Vine City Park at 7 o'clock to honor Erica Dixon. People who attend are asked to wear purple or white, her favorite colors, and bring candles and balloons. Erica was one of 6 people in the home on Mims Street when the tree fell on their home. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Taking a look at your ride through Midtown downtown. Got some heavy delays north and southbound. The jam northbound starts at Langford Parkway and East Point all the way up towards the heart of Midtown at 17th Street. Southbound starting just south of 400 on 85 proper. Really tough ride. Always the last spot to go with the volume on the afternoons here. Taking a look at your ride through the Northwest, have some trouble up towards your right before you merge on to 575. We're northbound at Highway 5. Multi-vehicle crash in at least one right lane here. At least one big rig involved. I'm counting 7 affected vehicles on the jam cam. Seeing those delays back towards South Marietta Parkway. And speaking of which, we do have something off to the shoulder here. You see the flashing lights on your way through the heart of Marietta. 75 southbound. It's South Marietta Parkway is a 263. Luckily, no need for an alternate. Just make sure to remember that move over long. Keep yourself towards the left. Taking a ride around Atlanta's bypass 285, it's Sydney Darden.
Yeah, and things getting a little bit better, actually, as you're leaving Doraville over on the east side, leaving Spaghetti Junction, I-285 southbound on the inner loop. You're slow just past exit 37 to La Vista Road and on and off that brake pedal. And 2, you reach about Memorial Drive, and it's going to have you free and clear as you're making your way through DeKalb County. On the opposite side of that, though, just make sure you be on that brake pedal just a little bit. I-285 northbound on the inner loop, just above exit 12 to Hollowell Parkway. But after that, a free ride to Cobb County from the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, continuing to cool into the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. Rain showers arrive early tomorrow morning. They'll continue through the afternoon, high 65. More rain on the way for Sunday, morning low 58, afternoon high 67. Widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms for Monday, high 71, but drying out on Tuesday, partly cloudy, high 75.
77 in Sandy Springs, 81 in Peachtree City, 77 in Dallas. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
All right, Caiaccio, let the people know. What hour? Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. With that beautiful music. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, this is great. It's the last, well, it's not great that it's the last segment of the week. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, for the last segment of the week, what do?
Bring in the righty.
Bring in the closer. Our closer, Greg Russ.
He's a misanthrope, he has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Friday edition.
That is correct. How are you, Greg Russ, on this Friday?
Hello. I am doing well. I'd like to say that you are correct. The producer calls the shots in television. Radio, I'm sorry, Jared, is the one media industry where the producer has no power. Movies, TV, everywhere else, the producer is the boss.
That is correct. Thank you. That is, and also, like, I can't say turn that dog off, shut that dog up.
Try.
In radio, like, that's the weird thing. In TV, you're allowed to tell people to moot their dogs. Moot or mute?
Well, these days,
both. I just texted
They both work, right? Well, the dog would be moot if it couldn't.
My buddy's
I want
dad,
you to mute the dog. Okay.
My buddy's dad works on the Brett Baer show. I just texted him, so I'm gonna we'll get to the bottom
How
of this.
much more do you
My
need to know?
buddy's dad's brother's.
My buddy's dad works on the Brett Baer show.
Really, it's okay every once in a while just to say, you know what, you're right. It's okay. It's not going to kill you.
I don't think you're right on this one.
But what is your evidence? Where is it
My
coming from?
evidence
The producer is in charge of structure of the show. Now, hosts obviously have creative input, guests on the show, tone of the show,
Right.
but the structure, it's produced.
It's any television
It's a lot
show.
to run.
It's any television show.
My point that I was trying to make, I don't know if I made it clearly or not, is that there is a difference
You
between
made it clearly. You were just wrong.
cable TV. See, you keep just
No,
saying
but
that.
here's the thing.
Still
Okay,
see
stop
that
right there.
show.
Stop right there. You're not addressing the thing. The thing is whether the host can make that call. Yes, you're right. They have more because they're cable news. But in television, it's the producer that makes the call. If you think it was stupid for the producer not to just say to Jonathan Hunt, let's go to commercials. But what was never going to happen is the producer in his ear says, go to the next interview, and Jonathan Hunt says, no, we're going to go to a commercial. That does not happen because you notice just a few seconds later, what did he say? He said, oh, we're going to go to a commercial. Why? Because the producer said, you know what, let's just go to a commercial. Because that's the way it's done in television. I'm sorry, you're wrong.
I think network TV, yes.
No,
That TV, no.
you're
It's-
not. I'm agreeing with you. You drive me crazy on this. We are not arguing about whether on network TV you have the flexibility as opposed. We are arguing about who can make the call. He does not have the right to make the call as the host. The call is made from the producer. After that, everything that you say is correct. It is
And
different
Jared,
between.
you're saying that the host is able to just throw to commercial without
not.
permission or without warning?
He could have said, let's go to commercial, but still the producer would have had to be
Chances
the one
are,
to okay
chances are, he may have looked into the camera awkwardly for 3 or 4 or 5 seconds
Right,
because the
that's true.
producer's not ready to do that because the producer's thinking we're doing something else. So it's just not the way. It's not the way that it's done. Everything else you're right about. Yes, you have the flexibility in that situation, but as the host, I remember one time I was listening to Rush Limbaugh, and he was like, a lot of his listeners were saying, "Why don't you get another TV show?" And he began to explain, like, you don't understand. If I had a daily TV show, I would have to have a 1.5 hour meeting every day about this thing, even if it was only a half hour long. I'd have to have, and what basically the message was, I don't feel like dealing with all these producers who are telling me what I have to do. I'd rather just do my own radio show where I call the shots. You don't call the shots as the host on a television show. That's all we're saying. We're not arguing with whether or not you have the flexibility on cable as opposed to a network show. You're correct about that. You're wrong about who can make that call.
Do you agree with that, Jared?
I think that there's a difference between the two. That's where I stand.
I don't
on it.
understand.
I respectfully disagree. I hear what you're saying.
But no,
I
you're
100% hear what you're saying.
Because
I 100% hear
we're
it.
agreeing with you. There is a difference between the two. But the host can't make the call. We're agreeing. We're not disagreeing that it's a difference between network and you just have to learn that sometimes you can just go, you know what? You're probably right. It's okay. It's okay.
I have texted my sources, so
all right.
I'm excited.
But in your mind, somewhere, you still think we're disagreeing about whether they had the
No, that's
flexibility
not
to
true.
do it.
That's not
You
true.
just said it. You just said it.
I think that there is a difference between the type of format and the
And we're agreeing with
the
you.
flexibility that you have on each format.
And we're agreeing with you. We're saying to you, Jared, you are 100% correct about that. That's not what we're disagreeing about. What are we disagreeing about?
Go ahead.
Whether the host can make the call. That's all we're disagreeing about.
And I think Jared's saying that he thinks the host can make the call on cable.
That's
news.
what I am. On cable news, he can make the call. On network news, he cannot.
So
that's
the right thing for him to do is if the producer says, go to the next thing, he has an argument with his producer on air.
No, he just says on air, go to the commercial.
And then he's staring into a video camera for 3-4 awkward seconds.
Would have been better than how the end of that hit ended up going.
I guarantee you,
I mean,
no one at Fox News is blaming Jonathan Hunt. If anybody's being blamed, it's the producer.
I would rather have the dead shot of the host straight ahead instead of
then
the
on top
awkward
of it,
moment on top of it.
On top of it, who goes to work and thinks that somebody's going to faint on the air?
Well, you have
so
to plan.
first of no, you don't.
Not for somebody,
Okay,
somebody fainting. I'm not saying that you would have to plan for somebody fainting, but you do have to plan for emergency situations. Things
they
do happen on hits.
They do. And you know what the plan is? The producer will make the call.
The producer will say, yeah,
if you make the call against the producer, you now are being an insubordinate employee. Who wants to be that? I mean, besides me. All right, we've argued about this enough. I don't want to ruin his evening. He's going to go see Joan Jett and Billy Idol, for heaven's sakes.
No, I'm great. I feel bad taking up Greg's time for his stories.
Oh, don't worry about that. Greg's fine. Right, Greg? You're fine.
I saw Billy Idol at the Tabernacle so many years ago.
All right, now
and I thought,
before you say anything, our sister station is.
I love the show. I like Billy Idol.
It's a good show. I'm excited.
Okay,
It was
because
a good show. That's all I was going to say.
It's a birthday. It's all in the family. Come on now, people. Can everybody just get along? Billy
Where
Idol.
is that show tonight?
Yeah, I
It's
believe
at Amerispank Amphitheater.
Oh, is that what
Alpharetta?
is that
that's one in Alpharetta.
That's the one that's what it used to be called.
Verizon Wireless.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. Don't want to do that. We just mix the things because one person.
Does Hi-Fi Buys Amphitheater?
No,
still
that's
exist?
Lakeland.
that was Lakewood. Yeah.
Lakewood, not Lakeland.
Lakeland. That's in Florida.
Yes. Lake City.
Does Hi-Fi
That's
Buys
where I
still
go.
exist in general? When did Hi-Fi Buys go out of business?
20 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. Those.
Man,
it was,
what a cool place. Hi-Fi Buys.
Hi-Fi buys.
so many
Where
of
you
those.
can buy hi-fis.
I don't know if I was ever in Hi-Fi Buys. What? I mean, okay, I get it. It's high fidelity, but what the hell was in there? That's
Stereo
fine.
stuff.
Yeah, like.
I think it was an
speakers.
Atlanta store, an Atlanta chain. I don't know if it was nationwide or even regional.
All those stores.
I could be wrong about
No
that.
Media Play. That place rocked.
What was the Circuit City? Remember how many stores those?
Yep.
They were all
God, they
over
were
the
so
place.
And they all had
many
the
Circuit
special
Cities.
building with that red obelisk in the
Yeah,
front.
it looked like it was like you could plug it into something.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
commercial. The commercial was that I guess the main
yeah.
part of the building was a plug.
Yeah, yeah.
And it went whoosh and plugged right into the bottom
Oh,
of
I
it.
didn't know.
I used to love going to those when the computer stuff first started. When you not build your own, but you can open them up and put more memory in and all that kind of stuff. I used to love going to those places. And I thought this is the future. It's going to be here forever. There's another one, Computer City or something. There was another one. It's a wine store now. It's a liquor store out in Alpharetta. And it was like,
CompUSA.
CompUSA. I mean, these places were huge.
Where else are you going to get see CDs. I got to get CDs. I need to get
no CDs.
And the Nirvana
to
T-shirt.
CDWs or whatever.
No, you're thinking more like
that. Can make.
That's more like
that was media play.
Media play is what you're thinking about. This
you
was
get your DVD, your CD, your T-shirt, your poster.
That was
blender, I think.
Everything.
It was nothing at this place.
Cartridges?
It was like a warehouse full of computer stuff.
Oh shoot!
And it was huge. And man, where did all that? What landfill did that all end up in?
You can
I'd
still
like
get
to know.
CDs at Best Buy.
Well, CDs, I hear they're coming back.
Yeah.
They're trying to get like a vinyl thing going with CDs,
But
which by the way they sound better. I mean they don't pop and crack and hiss, but
That's what people like.
Charming.
It's warm. It's like a fire.
Yeah, it's charming.
I'm in the cabin in the winter.
It's charming
If
until
you listen while you have a fire in the fireplace, you can't tell which is which.
Well, that's
The
true.
popping.
The pops and the hisses. That's a good way to. I'm gonna start doing that. I don't have a fireplace in my
Just
media
start
room.
a little fire.
It probably will. It'd be fine, right?
in your
Garbage
sink or
can.
something.
In your living, in your sink. Do it in your sink. It's safe.
Not to worry about it. That idea of vinyl being, quaint, even though until you're like, the album and you're building up to like the big point and then it skips.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than that. That.
Yeah. I have some Beatles albums, like some songs that I know where the skip is, and I always expect it to happen when I listen to it.
So it's part of the
not on
listening.
record.
It's part of the experience now.
Well, it's part of
You've
my
worked-
memory.
Yeah.
You've
worked it in.
Like, oh, blah, dee, blah, da,
Andrew Seco is tracking delays in and out of downtown.
No crashes or stalls to worry about right now. Just a lot of volume. Always the last spot to dissipate in the afternoon. 75, 85 north and south. Northbound, the jam starts just north of Langford Parkway in East Point. You're slow all the way up towards 17th Street southbound. Had some trouble spots that have cleared. We're still seeing the brake lights back towards 400 on 85 proper. Slowing and going all the way down towards the I-20 area. As we take a look at things on the perimeter here, we had some trouble as you're leaving Sandy Springs 285 westbound, the outer loop. It was looking really bad at Roswell Road. That has since cleared. Things looking a whole lot better as you're heading through here. And checking on the earlier trouble on I-20 by Six Flags over Georgia. That's also been cleared. Brake lights thinned out quite nicely. No more need for an alternate as you're leaving the Lithia Springs area on your way towards the perimeter. Looks like we do have a couple of trouble spots up in Northwest. Might have to ring a travel advisory for this really tough ride into Marietta, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's a crash that's downing at least one right lane, 75 northbound just before Highway 5. It's exit 267. If it gets any worse, you will see way more delays than what you're seeing right now. So just be ready at that brake pedal. This report is sponsored by John Foy & Associates Personal Injury Law Firm. If you've been in a serious crash, don't let the insurance companies rip you off. Call John Foy & Associates and get the real help that you need and deserve. Get real. Get John Foy, the strong arm, today from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
White smoke signals coming from the Sistine Chapel at this hour,
we've got it covered.
which means we do have a new pope.
Tune in often for the latest.
The giant bell ringing, and that is the formal announcement and confirmation that there is a new pope.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
City of Hope, a place where seemingly impossible blood cancers become treatable, curable. With more than 19,000 bone marrow transplants performed, we're the largest and most successful program in the U.S., making major breakthroughs in treating leukemia, lymphoma, and rare blood cancers, personalizing a treatment plan right down to your DNA. Now the experts striving to make the impossible a reality are closer to home. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, and you could be running out of time to find the perfect gift, except you're in Atlanta, and that means D. Geller & Son Jewelers has you covered. This is Jonathan Geller, and we've been making Mother's Day magic happen since 1939. This year, that means we just put out our best selection of clearance jewelry, like a pearl and diamond necklace that was $645 is now $345. Even a 1-carat pair of natural diamond studs is just $475. Come shop with us in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Dave Baker here. If the temperature inside your house doesn't fit with the temperature outside your house, you need to call Coolray Heating and Cooling. In May, you can get your HVAC system tuned up for only $79, or you can get up to $2,250 in rebates with the purchase of a complete Carrier comfort system, plus get free attic insulation. For comfort that lasts all year, visit Coolray.com to schedule your appointment today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
If I may be allowed to piss off a large portion of the listening audience, I don't care.
What's new?
I am so happy that this judge has he ordered the immediate release of this tough student who was arrested on the street because she wrote an op-ed. Now, I know she's a foreign student, whatever, but look into precedent, whether you like it or not. You step foot on the United States of American soil, you're covered by the Constitution. You're not a citizen, but you're covered by the Constitution. Oh, Eric, I don't agree with that. Well, why don't you take the time to go look at the years and years and years and years of precedent?
TLDR.
Too long didn't read? I mean, I think that the Democrats made too much of the, you lose democracy. That thing of that girl being arrested on the street, that raised the hair on the back of my head. I mean, I'm sorry, folks, that's brown shirt stuff. She wrote an op-ed calling for a boycott. Boycotts, the most nonviolent protest possible in the entire world. Really. This makes me feel really good. If I sat down and talked to her, I'd probably disagree with her on 90%. But that's when you got to step in and protect people. The people who are writing things that you disagree with. How many times do I have to say this? It's a compact. You protect them because somebody might get elected in the future that doesn't like what you're writing. So you make sure that you protect the people that you disagree with, because the tables may well turn one day and you'll find yourself in a situation where the government doesn't like what you wrote. And if you're not into that, then as far as I'm concerned, you're un-American. But then again, who am I? I'm just a goofy radio guy. But I'm glad that happened. 6 weeks she's been detained.
So does she get paid back for the time that she was in?
I don't know how it works.
I think she could sue somehow.
She could sue.
Yeah, you got to get some money for that. That's ridiculous.
I mean, she was a student, so I don't know what the time was. I don't know if she had. I don't know. All I know is you don't want scenes like that. They were in plain clothes. Shelly and I were just talking about this. What if it would have been? So it's plain clothes, right? So they're walking up to her so she doesn't see that they're officers. They get real close and they show the badges. And what if that's a guy? And maybe Shelly brought this up later. He's talking to me, but what if that's a guy and he thinks like somebody's going to mug him or something like that, and he's armed, and he's like, nobody's going to, and he ends up shooting an ICE agent. I mean, use your brains, people. The problem with this country isn't, idealistic students writing op-eds to the student paper. I mean, that is, like I say, I think that, I'm not into all the, it looks like the 30s. I'm not into all that. But
what were the grounds?
That in particular, that looked like that. Yes?
What did they say the grounds for the arrest were?
I think it's just because she's not an American foreign student and they're an ally. I'm not going to get into that whole thing because you're not taking me off the air because you're stupid. That's never going to happen. See, what's never going to happen is stupid people who listen to the show are never going to be given by the host a gift that will allow them to do something to hurt this show. So that's not going to happen. I'm not going to deeply get into that whole thing. But this president has decided there's one thing that you're not allowed to disagree with. And they're talking about going after Americans too. So that's going to be rejected. They're wrong. Keep on trying. Spin your wheels. It's not going to happen in this country. It's not going to happen in this country that you're not allowed to write an op-ed and piss people off. That's what this country's all about. Have you been online We're all about pissing each other off. And it doesn't matter what you think. You put one foot on this soil, and you are covered by the Constitution of the United States. And if you don't like that, well, go have a pity party. What's going on here? Andrew Seco is watching a travel advisory on 75 in Marietta.
Already seeing the back door taking you almost 5 miles past the exit that we're at here. 75 northbound, Highway 5, exit 267. Multiple right lanes blocked here. Big crash. Well, at least one overturned vehicle, counting 6 affected vehicles here in the jam cam. Really tough scene. Maybe hanging out here for a while. You may want to avoid the area. Take Highway 41 as a quick bypass through here. Downtown LA still a little slow. Northbound out of East Point. Southbound might have something jamming up on 85 proper. Going to take a look at the jam cams. Take a look at that as well. And that slow spot we noticed through Sandy Springs, well, ended up being a trouble spot in its own way, didn't it, Cindy Darden?
Yeah, I-285 westbound on the outer loop just before exit 27 to merge onto Georgia 400. We got a crash affecting at least one right lane, affecting multiple vehicles, really slowing you down as you make your way towards Cobb County. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any H system, make or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Critters creeping? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Looking for a great dining memory, y'all? Hey, it's Belinda. I love the amazing Southern food and service at Old Vinings Inn. If you haven't been there yet, you're missing out. Nestled in the heart of Vinings, that charming house offers a cozy, upscale, and welcoming atmosphere, perfect for any occasion. Romantic dinner, baby or bridal shower, business dinner, night out with friends. Old Vinings Inn has you covered. Indulge in delectable Southern cuisine, crafted with the freshest ingredients. Savor their signature fried green tomatoes and fried chicken, or delight in the rich flavors of my favorite, shrimp and grits. Everything on the menu is a winner. You thirsty? The curated wine list and handcrafted cocktails are sure to impress. Enjoy all that plus live entertainment and specials at the Attic Bar. Wednesday through Saturday nights. Ready for fun and flavor now, y'all? Open for lunch and brunch Thursday through Sunday and dinner Wednesday through Saturday. Reserve your table or large groups today at Old Vinings Inn.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic,
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, money to help address the opioid crisis. Cobb County now accepting applications for the first round of grants.
The county's Opioid Abatement Trust currently has $7.9 million available for local organizations who can apply to receive some of that money. Missy Owen with the Davis Direction Foundation in Marietta says they plan to apply.
It will allow us to continue to give people seeking recovery or maintaining recovery the resources and the support they need to continue that journey.
Organizations can apply on the county's website. The application window runs through July 11th. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. Widespread rain expected this weekend. Wind is at clear out. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. There's going to be a lot of road work going on around Metro Atlanta this summer. Natalie Dale with the Georgia DOT says crews are set to pave basically every major interstate and state highway over the next few months.
We're talking 285 on the west side. We're talking 285 on the east side. We're talking the downtown connector down to I-20.
Atlanta DOT also plans similar paving projects on roads across the city. Atlanta will conduct its paving work during the day, while Georgia DOT will pave overnight. It's in preparation of several big events coming to Atlanta next year. And that includes the 2026 World Cup. And because of the World Cup, a busy MARTA station in downtown Atlanta is getting a new name.
It has been proposed that the name of the Georgia World Congress Center CNN rail station be changed to the Sports, Entertainment, and Convention District Rail Station, also known as the SEC District Station.
MARTA board member Thomas Worthy says it's a needed change with recent developments near the Georgia World Congress Center and State Farm Arena. New signs and rail maps are expected to be changed by the end of the year. New lessons for Metro Atlanta first responders on how to deal with their own mental health.
Police officers, firefighters, and other public safety employees who deal with daily trauma are meeting in Marietta this week to learn ways to deal with stress. Chuck McPhillamy is attending the conference and says the goal is to raise awareness for mental health
and learn how to better help our own first responders so that when the call happens that they're trying to respond to, that they're in a good mental health space and ready to respond.
About 150 first responders from across the state attended the two-day event. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
We're hearing today from some of the Cardinals a day after the election of Pope Leo XIV as the first American pope. Among them is Cardinal Wilton Gregory, who served as Archbishop of Atlanta until 2019. He's asked if there was any connection between American politics and the conclave.
The Cardinals were quite aware of things that have occurred in the United States, but what the Cardinals were concerned about primarily, at least, was who among us can bring us together.
Gregory was appointed cardinal by Pope Francis in 2020. Now, WSB Money Update, and your chocolate fix is going to cost more.
Nestle is raising prices in the U.S. on some of its most popular chocolate products like Toll House cookie morsels, baking cocoa, and fudge kits starting on June 23rd. The food giant is blaming surging prices on commodities like cocoa and sugar after its suppliers had to raise their prices. So bottom line, expect to pay more at the grocery store. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
News about your health. The FDA approves an at-home test kit for cervical cancer.
The test is called the Teal Wand, and it's designed for women who can't or don't want to get regular pelvic exams in a doctor's office. It'll be available with a prescription, and the company that makes it says it'll work on women ages 26 through 65 who are at average risk of cervical cancer.
Sherry Preston reports the disease kills more than 4,000 women every year, but is preventable with regular screening. It is 6:34, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple T traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Travel advisory is rolling through Marietta, making it really tough. Multiple vehicles involved, including one overturned. We're off to the shoulder. They're getting it on to the wreckers as we speak, but the right lanes remain blocked. 75 North, Highway 5, exit 267, or all the way back closer to Delk Road, exit 261. Folks, do yourself a favor. Avoid the area. You want to use Highway 41 as a quick fast track to get where you're going. We did have some trouble in the right lane, 285 West, the outer loop of Russell Road. That's exit 25 in Sandy Springs. That's since been cleared. Moving just fine, passing 400. Things looking a lot better than we were last time we checked in here. And the ride through Midtown, downtown, still looking a little tough. It is always the last place to go through here. Northbound, we're up towards University Avenue, towards Freedom Parkway. Southbound, still looking a little tough with the delays at 400. Slowing going all the way down towards North Avenue. Looks like we might have some trouble solid 400 through Forsyth County, Sydney Darden.
Well, I'll say Georgia 400 northbound right before Buford Drive. That's exit 13 there. It's really knocking out maybe 1, maybe 2 lanes. We're still working to get a complete visual on it. Nonetheless, those delays do stretch back Georgia 400 and as you're merging on there near McFarland Parkway. So be prepared for those delays. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, continuing to cool into the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. Rain showers arrive early tomorrow morning. They'll continue through the afternoon, high 65. More rain on the way for Sunday, morning low 58, afternoon high 67. Widespread rain showers and a few thunderstorms for Monday, high 71, but drying out on Tuesday, partly cloudy, high 75.
79 in Noonan, 77 in Dunwoody, and 80 in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Turn your backyard into your family's favorite hangout to have fun, entertain, and celebrate the summer in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now, shop the Memorial Day hot tub sale. Instant rebates up to $2,500 or a free audio upgrade on select models. Hurry, offer ends May 27th. You'll be so glad you went to Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
Sell your home and get paid twice? Orchard makes it happen. Get cash up front to buy now, then more when your old place sells for top dollar. Go to orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL.
Dad, one more horsey ride, please.
This living room rodeo moment made possible by Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center. When Dad needed back surgery, he came to Emory. The difference? Emory's among the highest in patient satisfaction and best surgical outcome rates in the nation. And Emory uses the most advanced research developed by our top surgeons to get Dad's back surgery done right the first time. Giddy up. EmoryHealthcare.org/orthodifference.
Not everything in life comes with a guarantee, but for premium local farm fresh sod that comes with a 1-year guarantee, family owned and operated NG Turf is the only grower to consider. NG Turf sells direct to homeowners. Get your sod from a certified turf professional at ngturf.com.
Well, Eric, they can't come here and break our laws. Well, it's not against the law to write an op-ed that upsets you. That's not against the law. It really kind of takes more. You think about the concept that the Trump family, all of them, want to arrest people because they write or say things that upset other people. I mean, isn't that their whole act? Upsetting the apple cart?
That was Trump's move.
Yeah.
In the 80s, New York, he would take out full pages and papers. Like he was paying for them.
Yeah, well,
like
he was born here, all right.
but-
He was a citizen. Well, okay, I get that. But you're allowed to be a student from another country and write an op-ed that whoever you are listening to me now who's getting really mad that pisses you off. That's allowed. It's not against the law. And we're getting to a point now, and I'm not going to go too close to this because this show's going to be on the air for as long as I decide.
Be careful.
No, I'm just going to say nobody's being arrested for writing things that say that America's bad. No, you can write articles saying that the state of Texas is wrong. But for some reason, people are being arrested in this country for writing articles and saying that a country on the other side of the world is wrong. Somebody explain that to me. You can say that America, you can say, the state of Nebraska, the worst state in the world, they're the worst people.
True.
Nobody shows up at your house.
You can boycott Nebraska.
You can, yes.
Too much corn.
I'm not eating corn.
Yeah,
never. No more.
Never been to Nebraska.
Nice state.
Is it? It's just, I was thinking of it as like being really boring and then a tornado shows up every once in a while.
Omaha's fine.
Yeah, I went
Have
to
you been
Omaha.
there?
Omaha was a fun party town.
Is it? Is it? Well, yeah, because, how long were you there, Greg?
2 nights, years and years ago, is when my girlfriend Brittany was moving from Seattle to Atlanta. I flew out to Omaha and met her there because she used to live there, and we stayed a couple nights.
Oh, and you had a good time. Nice eateries?
Yeah, I was also, at that point, 25, so it was a lot of booze. Like, gimme.
Is it, how many, I haven't been to a place in a while that doesn't have, less than a handful of skyscrapers. Like, what is Omaha a skyscraper
I don't
place?
remember it having a lot of skyscrapers.
No.
Got the
That
little
might
I
be.
mean,
World
there's a
Series.
few taller buildings for them, meaning
Right.
taller. When I say taller, over 5 stories, there are a few of those. But
I mean,
not
I actually, I
skyscrapers.
would kind of like that. I think
You could
I
go
always,
to Council Bluffs and gamble too.
I always think like, oh, maybe I'd love to move to Cheyenne or something. But I know that after like 2 months, I'd be like, ugh.
Oh, look at this tallest building there in Omaha, the First National Bank Tower, 634 feet.
But how many
30
floors?
stories.
30 stories.
Uh,
All right, Omaha.
Okay, Omaha.
All
No, that
right.
one's sorry. That one's 45 stories. I
Yeah.
apologize. The First National Bank Tower is 45 stories, and then the Woodman Tower is 30 stories.
All right.
Peyton Manning
All right.
loves that.
That's right.
Omaha.
Yeah, I've never been to Kansas, so a lot of those.
You've been to Wichita.
Never been to
That's in
Wichita.
Kansas.
As I know, I
that's-
was asking because I said Kansas. You know, that's what you
Des Moines.
Well,
I said the state. He said a city.
Yeah.
It's all right. Would you like to apologize to him?
No,
Brandon?
because you said I've never been to Kansas. He goes, not even Wichita, which
Well-
would imply that yes,
Yeah.
I've touched down there. But
Okay, you're making a good point, but still, I think you
I don't
knew
even
what
think
he
I
meant.
said not even in front of that, but okay.
Okay, well, if I've never been to, now I got to take Tim's side. If
Logic.
I've never been to Kansas, then chances are I've never been to Wichita.
I've never been to New York. Not even New York.
All right, Greg Rush, you got a? Should we just keep talking about nothing, or you got a story that you think is interesting? What do you got?
I have a story. A Soviet spacecraft from 1972, which was supposed to go to Venus but never escaped Earth's orbit, is set to crash back to Earth tonight.
You know, they say that it's a very, very low chance that it's going to hit
That's
anybody.
what they say. Infinitesimales. How do you
Yeah,
pronounce
1
it?
in 10 million. or something.
Infinitesimal?
Yeah, so
Infinitesimal?
infinitesimal, for heaven's sakes.
Where's it supposed to hit?
Huh?
Where is it supposed to crash?
Well, they don't really. It's because I heard that it's most likely to hit tonight, but there's really 2 or 3 days. But it's most likely to hit tonight.
Yeah, there's a window.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
window, but they don't know exactly where it's going to hit. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
It's the landing. So a lot of it did burn up originally upon launch.
Yeah.
And then the landing capsule got stuck in this weird elliptical orbit. So it's been going far away from Earth and then coming
Yeah, it was
back.
going to
and
go. It was
slingshotting
going to go.
around.
It was supposed to go around the Earth a couple times, gain some speed and energy, and then shoot off to was it Venus?
Yeah, Venus.
And it just never worked out. 1972. It's been out there the whole time. Think of all the in 1972. I was in 2nd grade. I was in 3rd grade actually. So everything that I've done in my life since then, that little piece of metal has been flying around the Earth, just waiting for its time. And I don't even know how much they're just like, well, when they say there's a very small chance, it's because like most of the trajectory is water, right? But there's some land there. You know, are they telling people where the one chance is? Hey, if it does happen to fall on
They
your
don't
house.
know. It's I looked. It's like from Canada to Cape Horn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you'd think we have a little more control of these things, but, you know.
Yeah, it's Soviet, you know.
Well, we've had a few things fall back.
That's true. That's true. We're not exactly the most innocent on that.
That's going to be a thing.
Nope.
If it ever does happen that somebody's house is demolished by one of these pieces of space debris, then people are going to be like, okay, should we have some sort of protocols here about how this happens? But you can't.
It'd be Russia's fault, though. It still belongs to them under a United Nations treaty. Any surviving wreckage belongs to Russia. So I'd assume if it hits a house and destroys it, that would be Russia's fault.
Sorry about your house. Maybe please have our debris.
Oh, Putin. That's that damn Putin.
China says we can have it.
They had a big their victory day over the Nazis today. They had the
Fireworks.
Chinese president there. They had a bunch of people.
Were we invited?
I'm sure we were invited. I don't think that we went, but I'm sure that we were invited. But I think the way you can do all that stuff, when you're in the middle of a war with a country that's right next to you, is you invite a lot of people that are presidents from other countries, because it's really a little too much. Somebody called Zelensky and said, all right, call off the drones while she and all these other people are. Because on one hand, you could think of it as like the perfect target if you wanted to get Putin, if you actually wanted to get Putin. But you could also, kill a few other people who are presidents of other countries. So I'm sure a phone call was made that said, not today. We don't need this.
Are they making Trump look like a chump? Those two,
Who?
Xi and Putin.
Well, I think Trump is, he's this negotiating in public thing doesn't work because You're always letting the other side know. You're always letting Putin know what you think Zelensky's going to do, and you're always letting Zelensky know what Putin's going to do. I just don't think it's a good way to negotiate. I mean, the whole thing with him is he's supposed to be a great negotiator. We'll see. Maybe I like the fact that he's trying to end it. I'll give him points for that. But I don't get this whole thing of every time something happens, announcing it. And then, a lot of people here a lot of us were very frustrated with Zelensky. It turns out that Biden actually didn't like Zelensky, thought he was pushy. And a lot of us that, thought, how much this guy, every time he doesn't seem whatever. And so some people kind of were a little bit enjoyed what happened in the Oval Office. And I'm not the biggest Zelensky guy. Most world leaders are insane, and I don't really care for them. But that wasn't good statecraft, because I don't know what Putin was thinking before that meeting, but what you saw was he suddenly had a lot more leverage. He saw Zelensky get knocked down to size, and that might have felt good for people who were frustrated with the whole thing, but it wasn't good statecraft because Putin saw that. And so it's like, well, why do I got to deal with this guy? The Americans don't even like him. Even if you don't like him, if you're engaged in statecraft, you have to you get behind the scenes, and all the blood gets spilled where nobody sees it. And then when the agreement is made, then they walk out. It's like in the Hustler, the pool movie with Paul Newman, where Minnesota Fats, Jackie Gleason, they're having this all-night tournament, and Jackie Gleason, they're getting real tired, and they're showing all the whatever. And it all turns out that Jackie Gleason is just playing him. So it gets to 5:30 in the morning. Paul Newman is just completely out of it. And there's a scene where Jackie Gleason goes in the bathroom and he just takes a little water, puts it on his face. He goes out there and just boom, gets it done. And that's basically, basically the way it's supposed to happen behind the scenes. The blood gets spilled behind the scenes, and everybody goes into the Minnesota Fats bathroom, splashes some cold water on their face. They come out, they shake hands, they smile. My understanding is that's how you get deals done. You don't spill the blood in front of everybody and the other side that you're negotiating with. Andrew Seco says there's a travel advisory in Marietta.
Once again, that Von Hessler effect well in place right now. It was in 3 left lanes, now completely off to the shoulder. All lanes back open again. 75 north at Highway 5, exit 267. Still seeing some brake lights taking you back towards Delk Road, but those will thin out very quickly. No more need for an alternate on your way into Kennesaw. As we circle the city looking for trouble spots, things looking A-OK for the most part. Moving just fine around Atlanta's bypass with a little stoppage east and westbound near Doraville as you're merging onto 85 north. Always a tough spot, especially this point in a Friday evening. Looking like we're 2 for 2 on some good news. How about we go 3 for 3? Check the ride through Midtown downtown with Sydney Darden.
Oh, you may complete that 3 for 3 because it's really not too many delays. 75, 85 southbound, a little rough through Midtown. That's expected. But once you get to the top of the Grady curve, things really do start to break apart. This report is sponsored by Ameris Bank. Ameris Bank is a dedicated advocate for you and proudly by your side on your financial journey. You can learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K Day Bonus Blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
Your next chance to win is Monday at 8, 10, 12, 2, and 5. It's a Blitz.
The WSB 5K Day Bonus Blitz.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Swanee. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us on Wednesday, May 14th, near the Walmart off Interstate 85 here in Swanee, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
Remember that first paycheck when you started working all those years ago? You looked at the net amount and thought, whoa, what happened here? Ah, the joy of taxes. It could be this way with your retirement accounts. You know how much you've saved, but if you haven't planned for Uncle Sam, you could come up short in retirement. With tax laws constantly changing, there's a lot you need to know to make sure you're not paying more than your fair share. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the Lloyd Advisory Group can help you create a plan that shows you how taxes could affect you now and in the future. Set up your tax strategy session with Mark and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group now. Call 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Make sure you know how these changes could affect you so you can avoid some of those whoa moments in retirement. Call 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services offered through Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Insurance companies often have a basic strategy: delay, deny, defend. Some try to grind you down, but they have another tremendous weapon, a software called Colossus. They know which attorneys are great and which are not so great. They know who is likely to take the last offer and who will take them by their scalp, kicking and screaming to trial. They know that they have to pay some firms early and fairly. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. The insurance companies have done their homework. Before you hire a lawyer for your injury case, do yours. Visit forthepeople.com and see our settlements and verdicts for cases like yours. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. When you hire the wrong firm, you may be beat before you start. All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan Atlanta, 191 Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Dial # law. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Post Malone presents the Big Stadium Tour. 9-time Diamond certified and 16-time Grammy Award nominated phenomenon, Post Malone. His biggest headline tour this Sunday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Global superstar Post Malone with Jelly Roll and special guest Sierra Farrell. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of The Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'm bringing you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. We feature news-making interviews with the top guests on the whole planet. And I'll ask the questions you only dream of other interviewers asking. Do you like being informed, engaged, and entertained? Good. You are going to love Vince.
The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Probably had a lot of money.
I would imagine. Yeah, Justice Souter died today. I mean, he's been off the bench since like 2009 or something. I did not know this. Lifelong bachelor. I had no idea. Also, hated D.C. Like leave every time it had like some farmhouse or something. Is he from New Hampshire, I think? George is like, I don't know. What are you looking at me for? What am I, an expert on justice?
I believe he was from New Hampshire.
Look at this picture of my granddaughter. Look at that.
Aww.
It's the cutest thing in the
Cute
world.
little baby.
Who have you become?
I've become a proud.
Wow.
I'll send it to you.
Soft-hearted.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's right there by the flowers that we sent her mother. Oh, isn't that cute? This is great radio.
We did.
I got some more
Picture
pictures.
of my kids.
No. I'm just going to send you one way. I've seen your kids. You've never met my grandkids. So I've met both of your children, and they both cannot stand me.
Not true.
It's not true.
I don't like it.
I'm sure neither of them
I don't
even
like that
remember
one.
ever meeting me, I would imagine. Maybe the older one may remember slightly meeting me at some kind of something, but not the younger one. I think the last time I saw Pete, he was like in a stroller. I think he was really, really small.
Ellie made me carry a diaper to the garbage once.
Well, she's very demanding.
Yes.
And I like that. She's got agency. She asserts herself. It's important. I guess
Carry
that's my
diaper.
And what are you? Carry my diaper. Yeah. So happy Mother's Day this weekend to all the mothers. I mean, with all of our cynicism as a show, can we stop for one moment and be earnest and sincere and say, hey, I hope all the mothers out there. Hey, we wouldn't be here. As I've often said, we all fall out of a woman somewhere, and that means we have to appreciate those who give birth and gave us life. So to all the mothers,
agree.
Yes.
But I still think Mother's Day, an invention just for people to spend money. I think birthdays should be the day you celebrate the mother because you didn't do anything. She's the one who did the thing. So on your birthday, that should be the day you celebrate your mom, and there should be no Mother's Day.
Oh, well, you know what? That makes sense because you wouldn't be here if not for her and then your birthday. But do you think you should be cut out completely? I mean, the kid still gets a couple gifts as well. It could be like...
I guess. You didn't do anything. My
she
mom did something.
No,
My
it's
mom
just-
was waiting for more than 2 weeks.
It's
I was
different.
late.
Hours and hours of labor
not
just
what
for it to
birth-
be for the kid to be celebrated.
Birthdays are not about you doing something. Birthdays are celebrating the fact that you were born and you're alive. Now, if you're some kind of serial killer, I don't think you ought to be celebrated. But if you're a productive member of society, hell yes. You made it another year. But we'll get to that on birthdays. Happy Mother's Day. Autumn Fisher
Thank you.
is a mother. Are you
That's me.
Are you going to be taken to brunch or something by everybody and all that?
I think something's happening on Saturday.
Okay, well, you let us know on Monday if something happened on
Okay.
Saturday. And if something does happen on Saturday, I hope it's wonderful. Happy Mother's Day.
That's a tease right there, by the way.
Oh,
Tease
yeah.
for Monday's
people
show.
are like, oh, I got to tune in on Monday.
3 o'clock. Don't miss it.
But for now, that music is telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. We're good people. Shelly's looking at me like, oh, it's time for me? And he's, all right, that's right. Shelly Winter's up next with another great radio show for you. We'll be back on Monday, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey.